right, I think we're there. Hey guys, welcome to our insanity.
Woohoo!
And
Insanity is right.
yeah, so because of all the stuff going on, the art festivals have been canceled, and this is the weekend where there's the Denton Arts and Jazz Festival. Actually, there's a lot of them. There would be one going on in New Orleans.
Yeah.
All kinds of stuff. So we thought that we would bring a virtual art festival to you guys and give that a go. So here, so this is where we are.
I'm sharing everything across the things.
Jackie's gonna share really quick while we're doing this. So we set this up in our backyard, and our neighbors probably think we're crazy, but this is our 10 by 10 tent. We have this, and we have one that's twice as big, but we're only so crazy. So
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
but oh my goodness, I'm surprised how much I miss festivals. We only do maybe 5 a year. Sometimes we'll kick it up to like 10, but that's not like the bulk of what we do. April we'll do art festivals, and then maybe one in the spring. I mean in the fall. But oh my goodness, but this is the first time in years though that we haven't done any. It's just so weird.
Yeah.
I
mean, it's crazy. It's
ridiculous.
Yeah, it's a little nutty.
So we miss it so much, and we thought, hey, let's just set it up. And also for art festivals, it's important to get booth shots and stuff. So it's nice to be able to take pictures of your art. But for today, though, we wanted to do like the art festival. And one of the best things about an art festival, the reason that I love to do them, and even though it's not a big part of what we do, we continue to do them every year because it gets you one-on-one with people. You can actually talk to people that are looking at your art, and we've made so many friends, and there's people that will come out, and they'll come out to a festival just to see your art, and like, and it's, I don't know, it always makes me feel so good when someone says, oh, well, we traveled here because we knew that you were here, and you get feedback from people, so it's just awesome. So generally on festivals, we offer specials and different deals and things, and roll out new art and all that kind of stuff, just like we would at a gallery show. So we treat festivals like we would a gallery, and today is no different. So we actually have a sale. I did a painting here. Let me show you guys. I did a painting called "Standing Against the Storm," and it was so heartwarming. I appreciate you guys so much. I got so much positive feedback from it. So what we thought we would do is that with any order of anything, we would send you out a print of it, and it'd be the same size of the largest print that you ordered. So if you ordered a large, you'd get a large. If you don't want, if you're ordering a Standing Against the Storm, you don't want a second one, you want to order a different print, or you just want a different print, or anyway, then it's just your choice, whatever you want. But I don't know. I got so much feedback from Standing in the Storm. We thought
that
we
seemed
would
to be a popular one. So.
Yeah. We thought we'd just throw that in there.
Yeah.
But if you hate it, it's okay.
You can give it away.
Yeah,
you can buy something totally different,
or you don't have to get it. Like if you hate it, like you don't have to.
That's true. You could in the little notes thing when you purchase anything, you can leave a note that says, "I want this reprint."
Yeah, and that's a good point. And is that put it in the note that you want a different print instead of Standing Against the Storm, and that's absolutely fine. We'll send you a different print, but if you don't put it in the note, we'll just automatically send you a Standing Against the Storm because because we've just been getting a lot of people asking about that, and we thought, let's give them away. Why not?
Fitting.
Yeah, but that's one of the things about a festival that's so fun. I mean, we usually make buttons. We have different things that we give away to kids. It's so fun to see kids come into the booth and
guitar picks.
Yeah, we'll have guitar picks that has like my paintings on it. So we'll have that. And we'll have buttons with my paintings on it, and they're for sale. But generally, I sell very few of them because I just give them away to children or whoever. If somebody's into guitar, but I do sell them, I guess, from time to time. But I'm usually, to be honest, I'm more excited about them because it just seems to brighten a kid's day. When they come in and they leave with a button or a guitar pick.
And you have a lot of kids that come by the tent that you've done demonstrations at their school, especially here in Denton, and that's part of why we're we're from Denton, and the big festival this weekend, the Denton Arts Jazz, is a huge thing for this town, and it's a big letdown that we can't do that festival. And so one of the big draws of that is John does these demonstrations at all the different schools in town, and the little kids will come up through the tent and be like, "Mom, Dad, this is the artist." And so, it's unfortunate we don't get to do that this year, but next.
Yeah, yeah. So
we're doing it in the backyard.
Every once in a while, it just strikes me how nutty this is. So we're in our backyard.
I know. I should say really fast. Ron Captain says, "Hi guys."
Oh, hey Ron.
We've got quite a few people. Wendy is joining us from Pennsylvania. And yeah, just a bunch of people have joined. If you be sure and say something if you want me to, or
you
John to comment on it. Hey guys. Do you want me to give them a tour of the art?
Oh, we could, and I want to thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. This is kind of silly, but we drug everything out, like the computer we have for video. We do video work like where we'll have classes and stuff for different people, and we'll go into classes. And that's why we have the video setup that we do. So the different cameras and stuff, and we're gonna be doing a lot more of that. I mean, since the COVID thing,
everything is virtual for a while.
Yeah, so we're actually gonna go be getting more into that. It makes it nice. It makes it nice too. Like for us, the reason we got into being able to do the video anyway, like doing workshops, is because there's lots of schools and there's lots of places where they can't necessarily afford to fly an artist out and pay you to be there to put you up and all that, but internet's free basically, so having somebody come in, it costs way less, and a lot of times it's free, so it just depends. And then but we've been doing that a lot because there's places that just can't afford to have an artist come in, so we can do it virtually. But now though, with all this, oh my goodness, we've had so many people contacting us saying, hey, we don't know, we don't want our arts program just to go away. We want arts and and people, and we're like, oh, we're actually kind of set up for it.
Yeah. So Barbara Brands joined us and said,
Barbara, hey,
thanks for choosing my title. Do I get royalties?
Their title. Oh,
for standing against the storm.
I was thinking. The Barbara brand or something like we've been. What do we call it? Oh.
And Chris Martin is waving. He's joined us, and Anna Soros from New Jersey has joined us. So.
No, but you know what we should do? It's in Barbara print.
We should.
We should. Hey Barbara, if we don't already have your address or anything, send it to us, and we'll send you a print.
Yeah. Thank
you so much for just your continued support and everything, and I appreciate it. That was a great title.
Yeah, and Sean has joined us as well.
Hey, Sean, thank you so much. This is and we'll try to. Sean, I'm so glad you're here, and Sean, and if you don't mind, if I tell people, but Sean is with the Fort Worth Lighthouse for the Blind, and the work that the Lighthouse does is so incredibly important, and it's so wonderful, and the people over at the Fort Worth Lighthouse are really fun. I had the honor to be able to chat with them one day, and I had a really good time. I hope they did. But and we're going to be doing some stuff with them in the future, which I'm looking forward to. But we will try to verbally describe as much of the artwork as we can. Because I have lots of paintings here that some of them I don't think I've ever really shown before. I mean, because they were painted for shows that a lot of them were canceled because of the COVID thing. So I have some paintings I want to show you guys. I don't know, you might have seen them, maybe you haven't.
Well, I'll walk around in just a sec, but let me go through the comments really fast. So Crystal says, this is great. Living in Rhode Island, I never get to see your tent at an actual festival. And yes, tour of the art, please.
Oh, thank you, Crystal.
Melissa Klepper says, hi, John, joining today from Lake Tawakoni.
Ooh.
What a great idea.
Wow.
And Maureen Clark, hey guys from Philadelphia.
Hey Philly! Oh, I did a painting of a cat sitting in a window.
Oh, that's right.
Down like the main drag of Philadelphia with a whole
cat in the city.
Yeah,
cat. That one was
Cat in the City. Yeah, that was.
And Jeff Whitmire says, this is awesome, on the courthouse lawn having an armadillo ale and enjoying y'all. How cool, man.
My gosh!
I wish we were like all downtown.
I know. Now I'm jealous.
I know. I want to go hang out on the lawn.
I know. This is so weird because, okay, here's the thing, guys. there's a rule when it comes to art festivals. you have at least one day where it's rainy, and if you're down south, you've got to have at least one tornado or the threat of a tornado. There's got to be the warning. There's got to be something where it's a menace or something going on. You never know.
It's comical this weekend how gorgeous it is. It is never like this on Arts and Jazz weekend. Friday's either like torrential or Sunday's torrential.
Yeah.
But all weekend it's supposed to be great. So we just couldn't resist. We had to set up.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
And, and it's just, I don't know. It's it's a virtual sort of thing. So virtual reality. Here we go, guys.
Yeah.
But that is so cool that somebody from Denton is listening to this. And I want to mention too that even though the Denton Arts and Jazz Festival isn't going on, they're going to be streaming some of the musical performers. I think starting at 5.
Yeah. So
which is pretty cool.
Yeah. If you go to Denton Arts and Jazz, like the Facebook page, they have all the event links and everything, and you can listen to like their main headliners that we're going to play anyway. So that's really cool. That starts at 5.
Yeah, and that's brilliant because honestly, like it's an honor. Like we've been accepted into that arts festival every year, and that we've applied for it, which we apply for it every year.
Yeah,
and,
you have to apply.
Yeah, so which is such an honor. But I went to that festival way before I ever started showing art or anything like that.
And I feel like we've been doing it so long, and we have such a big tent compared to a lot of people, and we're up on a hill.
Yeah, we do a double.
I feel like we're sort of
we do a double before you were supposed to do a double, but they're so nice and they're so amazing.
Yeah, so it's really cool. I know they do more doubles now. Some people on the side do doubles, but it's funny because
we broke the bubble.
Yeah. So it's we love that festival. It's easy. It's a hometown when so many people go to it. It's a blast.
Oh, and they have like 7 stages, 9 stages. I forget.
Yeah, it's
so
huge.
There's jazz, there's blues, there's rock, there's all these. There's big acts. There's Brave Combo, which is one of my favorite. Just bands to see live. They are so much fun, and they always close out the festival.
Yeah. Well, Sharon Quintel says, commented, do you have any Cowboy Sunsets? I need one for a gift. Could come by to Denton to drive by and pick it up tomorrow. So
I don't know.
The only one that we have. Well, I'll show you, but it's like there's one right behind me, and that's kind of nice. That's No Fences that. We have prints of that one, so I'll walk around and show you guys everything.
Do we have? Oh yeah, and I should say, guys, like with the prints and stuff. I don't want this to be all about just like hey, but I mean like shameless self promotion or anything. But I do want to say like what I generally offer is a limited edition print, and the way that those work is that there's only 100 ever made. And we have a company in Colorado that puts those together with us on canvas. They're just so amazing. I didn't do limited editions for years because I didn't like the quality of them. I just I didn't want to do it unless I was really happy with it. And this place in Colorado just makes amazing ones. So the way that works is that for each image, there's 100 of them, and that's it. For the regular prints, we have regular matted prints, but on those I try to make they're matted, like they come ready to hang. Like you just put them in a frame and they're ready to go. They're matted, and I sign each one. Unless you don't want them signed, and just let me know.
Yeah.
There are signed,
yeah.
If they order, because if you order on the website, I always sign it.
Yeah, on the prints. Yeah.
Yeah, with some of the festivals, I don't necessarily sign them all.
Yeah. Well, it just depends.
Yeah, it just depends because. Sometimes I wonder if somebody wants it, if they want the signature across it.
Well, if it is ordered off the website, the signature is always on it.
Yes,
unless they have left a note saying don't put it on there. At the festivals, it's hit or miss, but you're here, so you can always sign them if they want that. But I don't want to get. I have to do some comments really fast. Gina joined us, says this is fantastic, guys. Lisa Mallory says hi, John.
Hey, Lisa.
My mom joined and said, hey guys, this is so cool. And
hey, it's a beautiful day, isn't it?
And then Barbara said, is it Circle Graphics, which is I don't think it's Circle Graphics, it's CG Pro Prints.
It's what?
The limiteds.
Oh, the limited. Sorry, my brain, I swear. Yeah, it's CG Pro Prints.
Yeah, they're not their full name. I don't think it's. Maybe it is Circle Graphics Prints. I don't know. I just go by
CG. That makes sense. Circle. Yeah, you know what? You're probably right.
She would know. She does.
Thank you for teaching us what their actual name is. We've only used them for years. You know, it's so neat.
Well, and Melissa Klepper asked, do you commission paintings? I've taken tons of pictures of sunsets and would love to have one made into one of your paintings.
Oh my goodness, I do. Actually, the bulk of what I do is commission work. I was about a year out, but thanks to all this going on, I've now I'm probably only a couple months out.
Yeah, I mean, and again, if anybody's interested in commission work, email bramblett@gmail.com, and I'll make sure he gets right back to you.
Yeah, and but thank you for the interest, and this is a hard time for everybody, and but I hear from other artists and things about it being a difficult time. There's so many. Whenever you're showing art, you do it in a group setting, and since groups are outlawed right now, it makes it hard. But so I just want to thank you guys so much for all the support that you're making it so that I can continue, which I'm about to start a new painting. But you've made it where I can keep doing what I love to do. Thank you. But there's also another really amazing artist that's on right now, Lisa, who's on there in Colorado.
Oh, cool.
Is it?
Well, yes, Lisa Mallory has joined us. Yes.
Yes.
If that's the Lisa you're talking about.
I think. Yes. Well, I think so. Well, the reason
I don't know if she's from Colorado. I don't know.
Oh,
you talk to her all the time. Right?
Oh, yes, that's her. Okay. Yeah. The reason I wasn't sure is because I use this. This is a Bluetooth. It's funny. I pull this out of my ear, and then I think suddenly you can't hear me because I can't hear me. So let me put it back in. But on my computer, like on Facebook, it has a screen reader, and it reads like the entire name. So yeah, it's different.
Yeah.
And if somebody has a different name on Facebook than their real name, that really messes me up.
Yeah.
Oh my
well,
gosh.
Barbara Brand said that her daughter works there. That's why she was asking about the Circle Graphics.
Oh, well.
So if that's the place, we love that place.
Yeah,
kudos.
They are brilliant. Yeah, kudos to your daughter. That's because they do such a great job, and I'm always talking about them.
Yeah. And
I'm always talking about artists and stuff because I get asked quite a bit about how to have prints made, how to make prints, and how to the photography for them, which Jackie knows all about, but they asked me for some crazy reason, and I'm always telling them, if you want a really nice print, go there, because they work with artists. That's one of their main things is. There's lots of websites and there's lots of places you can go to have art made, but if you're a professional artist, they're one of the best. Like they tend to work with artists and you get really good professional results. And anytime we've had a problem, they've always been right on top of it, haven't they?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So it makes every once in a while something will get printed wrong. In any place, which is really rare with them. But when it does, you just let them know, and they're like, "Oh gosh, sorry," and they fix it immediately.
Well, Janice Keene says, "Hi, John. I received my dog prints. I love them. Thanks." So, thank you.
Thank you so much. That's awesome.
And then I guess I should probably, and people have been hanging out for a little bit. I should do a walk around of the art really fast.
Yeah, and let me show everybody this real quick. Okay, I did this drawing about a couple of hours ago. Is it in there, Bob?
Yeah, just like that.
So what it's going to be is dripping paint and 2 hummingbirds coming down. I don't think I've ever painted hummingbirds before.
Yeah, that's going to be a cool one.
I've wanted to, and I've had people say, you should paint hummingbirds. And I'm like, you know what? You're correct. I should paint hummingbirds. So I did it with my paint that's a little sticky, and so it's on there, and it's probably going to change a little bit. Like this, I drew the bottom feathers where they're squared off a little bit. So I don't know if I'm going to keep it like that. Also, initially, I have a painting called Melting Butterflies, where the butterflies themselves, there's like paint's coming off of those. And that's, when I started drawing this, that's what I was going to do. And then I started thinking, they're so little, it'd be kind of fun if they were actually flying between the paint drops. All these drops are going to be brightly colored. And you can see how some of them are going behind the wing and in front of the wing. So it's almost like these birds are going through these brightly colored paint drops. At first I thought, well, maybe that's too menacing. You know, it's like, oh, the birds are going to get covered in paint. It's like it's an environmental disaster. The painting.
Just don't make them look like oil.
Yes, and
Yeah.
I thought, well, as long as it looks like paint, it's
Yeah.
happy. You know, I wanted to get the idea of joy,
Well,
not menace.
so, and Melissa says, I haven't put up a single painting in my new house because I want the first work to be yours.
Oh man,
By the way, I'm the director of Visual Aid Volunteers. I've met you several times, and thank you for coming out to VAB art contest last year. I'll contact you about the commission. Thanks so much for doing this today. It's so cool.
oh, thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
and that was so much fun. Is that where Rosie came from? I think the art contest.
I don't think so.
You don't think?
That was New View.
Oh, okay.
Unless VAB. I think that was something you went to without me.
Oh, okay. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, half your gigs. I have no idea what you're doing.
Oh, okay. I know now. Yeah, that cool. Okay.
But okay, so
That was fun. That was
one
awesome.
thing about this painting that John's working on is for anybody out there that has watched a couple shows, we talk about random like gigs that we try to do, or like, and some people that are fellow artists might have seen this come across on Facebook, but every once in a while a city will do a call for public works, and on this one or for this particular one I'm talking about, it's the Trinity River. And there's like a park and a walking trail and all that fun stuff. And as you're walking the trail on Trinity River, there's these huge, they're like floodgate pillars, these concrete blocks. And so Fort Worth is commissioning artists to paint all of these concrete blocks so that it's not just, plain block hooked to whatever is up there. I have no idea what they do, but they're huge. And so John got through the first round of picks of artists, and now they want to see mock-ups of design ideas. So this, I was thinking, would be kind of a cool mock-up. You have to have like 3 of them, but this could be a cool mock-up for a huge mural on the side of one of those like floodgate pillars.
That would be cool.
I'm kind of curious what everybody out there thinks. Like, could you imagine it as you're walking the trail at like 14 feet tall? Yes.
Giant hummingbirds. Wouldn't that be terrifying though?
I don't know.
If hummingbirds were really that big, I mean they make that sound anyway. Can you imagine if it was?
Yeah, with the sound effects.
It'd be like a helicopter coming over. Like, oh my gosh, I'm not made of nectar.
Okay, so
Oh, can I ask you a favor before you
Yes.
take for a tour? There's a cup of brushes on my workbench.
yeah, the big one or the big brushes or small brushes?
It's a cup. It's the workbench where I have all my paints in.
Yes.
There's like that glass that has
Okay.
brushes in it. Can you
Okay.
bring the glass?
Yeah. All right,
Thank
I'll grab
you.
that, and then I'm
I
gonna
brought the big cup right here, but I realized I cleverly put all the other brushes into the other one. Thank you so much,
Sure.
sweetheart. She's awesome. Don't tell her I said that. I don't want her head to get too big. Now this is here. Let me show you guys. So here, I'm over here. Look, I'm gonna wave. So we're crazy. We've lost our minds. Thank you so much, sweetheart. It's so nice outside, though.
Okay,
I
so
swear.
yeah, I gotta get my bearings on
Here.
looking at the screen.
Okay, here. Do you want me to move this back over to? Let's see, over to me, so we don't make everybody sick.
No.
Well, you first move. Oh, okay.
No. Okay.
Okay, get ready for a journey, guys. Everybody, grab onto the seat that you're in. This could get a little woozy.
Okay, so and I'm not near a mic, so you may have to do some of the talking.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you aren't mic'd up.
Okay. So we're walking into the tent.
Okay.
Maybe they can hear me. I don't know. Walking into the tent. This is amongst the trees, and the ones down below is, let's see, Starlight and Rhapsody in Blue.
Hey, if you could get close to the Rhapsody in Blue and show some of the texture,
Yeah.
and I could talk a little bit about like. So for these paintings,
Yeah, it's really difficult because okay.
oh sorry. Oh, you know what? The whole little camera comes off the top. Oh, but I have it hooked to the.
Yeah, it's okay. All right, so
I cleverly strapped it to the tripod so
you
that.
can kind of see the texture. Kinda. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's like
All right, but so we're walking around.
So this is a tour at Art Festival if you've already had a few.
Yeah.
And you're woozily wobbling through the art festival, and you're like, oh, I've had too many glasses of wine at this fancy art festival.
This is a special night, and it's fairly big. It's 40 by 50. It's a big one.
Yeah.
And you can see next to it is the family painting of the elephants, and this is a limited edition print. So you can kind of see on here, Eagle's on the cord. Eagle, hop up.
Hey, Eagle. Good girl, baby.
You can kind of see on here how it works with like the side. It's black, and you know it's canvas stretched.
Yeah, one of the things that I loved about these limited edition prints is that it's stretched canvas, but it also has a backing board right up against the canvas, so that you don't have to worry about getting holes and stuff poked into it. So the colors should last forever. The way that they're treated, the way that they're printed. It's one of the things I love about that place. But we also get it so that it has a dust jacket on the back, so it just stays clean. You know, it doesn't get all these cobwebs and stuff behind the painting, and it. So I don't know. I think that's pretty cool, and that especially for a print. So it's a limited edition print, but then it has the whole backing into it, so that if you move somewhere, some point, you don't have to worry about something poking through it. It's canvas, but then it has that reinforcement, which is so cool.
So, and then at festivals, we always have print bins. Here's like an example of a print bin. And you can, oh my gosh, I can't get over these legs. Okay, and you can flip through these and all that fun stuff. So, all sorts of different things. But this is art.
Imagine yourself virtually flipping.
Yes.
For this virtual reality tour.
And I think the most important part of the festival lifestyle is the cooler.
Yes. This is true. Not every festival can you drink at, but fortunately in our personal backyard festival, we got clearance from the people that put it on. They said it's okay.
So there you go. I can do another tour later.
Oh yeah, and the lady. Also, if you want to put that camera closer to where you are, sweetheart, you could.
Yeah, that's right. Maybe the dogs are going to take it out.
Yeah, most likely.
Very cool.
So here, let me go to a double, and then I'm gonna move this one over. So maybe is that right on me? I moved it over.
Yeah,
like
you're
an
good.
inch.
You're good. Okay. Bam.
Oh hey, buddy. Hey, Jack's out here.
Hello. Did you guys start the live stream?
Did we do what, baby? Oh yes.
Okay.
You are now live to the world.
Yeah, you can scoot in if you want to say hi.
Hey
So
guys.
if anybody caught
Hey guys.
so if anybody caught the Thursday night live stream, Jack wowed us with his video game knowledge.
That's right.
I have Mooncraft on this. My Mooncraft.
Nice.
What's a mean craft?
It's just Minecraft, but a lot of people
Oh.
call it Mooncraft
Oh,
for reasons.
So,
well, that's pretty awesome. Well,
So I'm gonna do what I always do at festivals, but I'm just gonna replicate what I do. Sit in a corner and just play games.
that's pretty much what Jack does at a festival. Which is kind of one of the fun things about a festival that I really like is that most of the work I do is commission, which I love. But you're in the studio and you're just sort of in there, and and it's so nice to be able to get out and you're just sort of hanging out with the family. And Jack isn't able to come to every festival, but it's fun when he can. So yeah, but he usually hangs out behind the tent, playing his video games.
yeah, and sometimes if it's not like a too insane festival, he'll go wander around and look at the art and report back to us. And
Yeah,
he
that's good.
usually ends up finding one particular artist that he becomes obsessed with and
Oh yeah.
and wants to like know their process and buy pieces, and it's great.
Hey guys, I want to encourage any artists out there that to send us like images of your artwork if you want us to do something like this where we're doing like a virtual, because one of the fun things about a festival is that it's not just about you, it's not just about your artwork. You get to experience other people's artwork. Like that's one of the fun things for me is that you get to talk to these other artists and you're there for 2, 3, 4 days, and you really get to know their work and everything they're doing, and I love that. So if there are any artists out there that would like to like promote their artwork and send us images, we can do that on our streams.
Yeah, and I would encourage anybody to share their links on the comments.
Yeah.
And Maureen Clark says, I love the elephants in the back. Love them.
Oh, thank you so much. I love painting elephants. I did this one painting of an elephant, and it's hanging in an office or a building in Germany, but it's actually elephant sized. It's huge, and that kind of I don't know if that was my first elephant painting, but after that, I wanted to work on this one where it's a family of elephants. So it's 4 elephants, a mom, the dad, and it has two kiddos that are there. And
I'm trying to get the camera set back up so they can see all the time.
oh,
I was trying.
okay. But thank you so much for liking it. That's one of the things I love about a festival is that you get to sit there with your art while people come over and judge you. No, but I mean that in a very positive kind of way, because it's so great to get feedback though. Because I paint every day. I love to paint, and it's interesting to hear what somebody actually connects with, and when that happens, it's very special. I mean, it makes it whenever I'm in my studio and I'm working. I think about that. I think about what people said. If somebody doesn't like something, it doesn't hurt my feelings. In fact, I kind of like it sometimes when somebody doesn't like something. Maybe they like one thing, they don't like another. Jackie is my harshest critic. She hates more of my art than anybody else. But she loves more of my art than anybody else too.
I don't hate any of it. I just I see it every day, so...
Well, it hurts. It hurts bad. It feels like hate.
It feels like hate. No, I just, it would get exhausting if it was compliments all the time, and...
Gosh, I'm so prepared to be exhausted. No, I'm kidding. No, that's one of the things, though, is that just because somebody doesn't like a particular aspect or a particular painting doesn't mean it's bad, doesn't mean it's wrong, doesn't mean you have to change it. It's just information. So, and sometimes just because one person doesn't like it doesn't mean that other people, like. There's artwork that Jackie hasn't liked, and it's been some of the most popular.
Yeah, that's true. Really it's funny too. Yeah, but
it just doesn't resonate with you.
And
there's other things where it resonates with you, and it's not necessarily.
Yeah.
I'm
always really surprised because there are some where I'm like that. I don't see it selling. I don't. Yeah, and then all of a sudden it's like you get quite a few emails, and then it's off the shelf immediately. So I've learned. That was actually a little bit of a learning curve for me. I was like, my opinion, my feelings on it really mean nothing.
Oh, no, it means a lot.
It's
your feelings are. It's so important, but I think we should just can we all just agree that all my ideas are genius?
Oh,
can we just do this?
This is what becomes exhausting. Exhausting. Okay, so let me say really fast. Sean asked, "What is your drink of choice tonight?" We're having wine.
Oh,
is what he said.
Oh, nice choice, Sean. Yes. Actually, I got a gift for Christmas. I don't really drink much anymore. But it's festival. All the festivals got canceled.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, so I got this. Was it from my mom?
Yeah, it's probably from your mom.
Yeah, that sounds like something my mom would give me. Not that mom. It's funny. My mom, I don't think drank until she was probably 30 years old.
So it's 12 tiki bar cocktail mixes.
You hold it in front of this one?
Yeah.
Aww. So it's the goal to go through all these?
Yeah, that's the goal.
Oh Lord, no thing.
Well, now what I'm drinking is just rum and Sprite.
Get ready for an 18-hour stream, guys.
This is gonna get ugly. But in just a little bit, I'm gonna make us some other drinks. But what's funny, I would normally drink wine, and if you guys watch the live stream any other night, I'm typically drinking red wine. But whenever we do festivals, because it's outdoors and it's sunny and it's hot a lot of times, usually like an ice cold tropical feeling drink is my go-to. So hence
if it's
rum
allowed, like
and
you know,
Sprite.
there's some where.
It's always allowed.
Oh yeah, yeah. You know, I mean, there's some festivals where you can't, you know, and that's I mean, but most of the ones, or a lot of the ones where you know you can have a beer at the end or some, you know.
Yeah.
But at this particular festival, it is definitely allowed.
It is definitely allowed.
No one's driving anywhere. Well,
so
I'm never. You know, one thing about being a visually impaired person, I am never the designated driver.
I know.
Although I could be, because I could
always-
just call Uber for people.
Well, that's true. We've done that before.
But I don't really need to not drink to be able to do that.
So,
I may be the best designated driver ever.
Maureen shared her website.
Thanks,
It's
Maureen.
hotrockfineart.com. So check it out, people.
Hotrocksfineart.com.
So we'll have to check that out. That sounds cool.
Oh man,
She
yeah.
says, I am an artist, and what I love about your art that I'd love to incorporate in mine is your vivid colors.
Oh my goodness. Well, thank you so much, Maureen, and thank you for sharing.
Yes.
Yeah, and I encourage everybody to go over there and check it out.
Yeah.
Open up another tab though, so you just have us rambling on in the background.
Yeah. Don't leave our party.
Yeah, don't leave our party.
And Kim Taylor sent over a link to her page, which is great.
Oh, Kim,
Be sure and check that out.
What's her?
It just is a link to the website, to Facebook, to her art. So
Oh,
check it
brilliant.
out. And Maureen says, LOL, grabbing a drink with you guys right now. It's 5 o'clock here.
Oh my goodness. Well,
It's 5 o'clock everywhere.
well, you know what? Hey guys, how about in about a minute or two, we'll do a cheers. How about?
Hey, that's a good idea.
And so everybody, you know, okay, let's do it. Let's do it in a few minutes.
At some point, I've got to go get the meat on a stick.
Oh, I'm scared.
Someone else
I'm
get
scared.
popcorn. Someone watch this go down.
Popcorn's a good idea.
Ooh,
I
popcorn.
wish it was
That's a
kettle
great idea,
corn.
buddy.
Kind of wish it was kettle
I
corn.
mean, I'm not gonna share it with you guys because why
Oh.
would I? But I mean,
Well, not sharing it sounds less good, but it still sounds like a brilliant idea.
thank you. I am very good at that.
Yeah, I'll say. So Jack had the idea of popcorn. That'd be good.
And Barbara Brand shared her website. It is aimingforfun.com.
What a great title for the website. And I have to give Barbara Brand kudos. She is incredible. I just like her so much. And I don't know how many times I've been working on something like a mural, or at least a couple times, I think, Barbara, where you've come by to take photographs while I'm doing that. And
She's all over the place.
you have so much energy. how in the world do you do all the things that you do? It's ridiculous. You make me tired.
So what's making you decide on what colors for this thing?
Well, you know, a big part is the chat. So, because of Facebook rules, we can't listen to music. But I don't know. But feelings and emotions can be color as well. I usually use music. So in my mind, I have some of the music we were listening to earlier, and because I'm always have music rolling around in my head like a crazy person. But
I know I did last night while we were just hanging out, I was doing a search on the internet to see if there was any like royalty-free Facebook music or anything that we could have in the background.
there's tons.
Well, I couldn't find any that like.
All the music that I play, like on the
but there's the potential that it'll get flagged.
No.
We should have
Facebook. Facebook has an entire channel of over 6,000 songs.
Well, I'm surprised you're not
that are-
cranking it out right now.
Oh well, it's all. I mean,
Is it questionable music?
some of it's very good,
Well,
but a
You should
lot
make
of it.
playlist.
Well, well,
What have you been doing this whole time?
I feel like I don't know how it's questionable a little bit, and
Okay.
some of it. I mean, and then a lot of it is it's really great if you're making a stinger or if you're making like
An intro, outro.
yeah, or if you want something that you can talk over. It's nice because it might. But they've also though started adding a lot of voice stuff where there's actually singing. So
Okay.
maybe I should. I don't know, but
Well, because that's the only thing missing from our festival. Because we have
yeah.
the art, we have the drinks, we have you painting. You're lacking the distant music.
I definitely have. I have a ton downloaded from
Yeah.
Facebook Music.
It might be questionable.
Yeah, well, it's a lot of blues. It's a lot of jazz. Because yeah.
Oh, you may want to check the stream. It looks paused on my end.
One second.
I'm murdering you.
I think everything's fine. I haven't heard anything come through.
Well, who knows? It could be my computer.
I think it might be computer. Your
Yeah.
computer. Here, you also have handy dandy. Oh, stats are offline. It doesn't help us. It says streaming live, Facebook Live,
Sweet.
but so so if you guys can't hear us, let us. If you can't hear us, let us know.
No, I think we're good. We're good.
Okay.
Oh, Shima joined us. She says, "Hey, y'all!"
Hey, Shima.
And music exclamation mark. She agrees. She
Yeah,
agrees
I
with me.
know. You know, I'm thinking about doing some Instagram live, because I think if you do it live but you don't record it, like you don't keep it, you can actually listen to music while you're streaming, but you don't keep a recording of it. And I think right now that's okay. It's sort of a gray area, but as long as you don't keep it, it's just something that's happening live. So I think that's all right. The only thing is that with Instagram Live, you can't put it through OBS software, which is the stuff that where you can have different cameras, you can have all this stuff going on.
Well, speaking of music, Barbara Brand says, "I was thinking yesterday that you should have the Revelers Hall band playing in the background."
Oh my goodness, Barbara.
This actually has come up multiple times in a conversation with us.
Yeah,
Go, you should explain, John.
I want to do that, and you know, I went to the full screen again. Is that good?
Yeah.
Should I move it back over the camera?
Yeah, that's cool.
Because
No, that's good.
okay, cool.
I can see half of our backyard. That's fantastic.
Oh, hey,
We can tell them all about the lack of grass that we have.
the shame, the grass
The
shame.
shame.
You know, I think I'm going to start working on some paint, like colors. I hear Revelers Hall Band, yes. That would be so cool. But I want to do that. It would, you know, it'd be fun to do it when they're streaming live or to get. But I want to get permission from them.
Yeah, I think the deal was that we looked online to see if there was a contact, which we should have just reached out to you, but if there was a contact to, see if that was even kosher, because we didn't want to.
The only
Yeah.
contact I could find was for the hall itself, but I didn't reach out to them because I wondered about doing a painting live where you can go from one stream to another, promote streams. But really, the idea started with the Revelers Hall Band, and I thought, oh, that would be so cool to have them, you know, to paint like on a Sunday afternoon or something, and they're performing live, and to share the links and stuff, saying like, because one of the cool things about the Revelers Hall like live stream, just drop something. Is that you can actually buy the band drinks. Like you can buy them a shot, you can buy them a beer, you can buy their T-shirts, and all that kind of stuff, which is pretty cool. You can request songs, so it's a lot of fun. I thought it'd be cool to share those links and have the stream going, you know, in a window like there while I'm working on a painting, and the colors from the painting are coming from their music.
She says Kevin Butler is the person to reach out to.
Kevin Butler.
So we'll
Thank
have to
you.
make a note of that, and then do that. That would, yeah. I mean, because Barbara, remind us again when they play live. It's
Sunday.
Sunday 2 to 4.
Yeah, it was like two to. Well, I'll have to check, but it's definitely Sunday afternoons, and sometimes on Saturday. But I think it might vary.
Yeah.
But I want to say it's from 2 to 5 or 3 to 5 or.
Yeah, but it's awesome to just have in the background while you're doing some other stuff, and just their music is energetic. I love it.
And I would love to paint them. Like actually paint them. I love painting musicians, and I'm actually gonna have to find a color real quick.
Do you want me to find it for you?
No, I appreciate it, but it's a.
Why don't you switch to the other camera? And I've got a question for the crowd. You can go find your color.
Okay, go. I'll be right back, guys. Sorry.
Okay, so
It's a bright red, transparent color.
it's like and there's Eagle
And now
in
I'm.
the foreground. So
I've brought
while
myself in.
John goes to get, oh, now I've trapped you in. Huh?
I don't
Okay,
know why.
there you go.
I've opened my little table. Sorry.
Okay, while John goes to get his color, I'm going to make a drink. But I want the input of the crowd, which drink I should make. So I'm going to go hold this thing up to the camera over there, and you guys can look at it and then jump on the comment and tell me which one I should make. And I'm only going to mix rum in it with it, so it's got to go with rum. Okay. Just set. Okay, so I tried to hold it up. I don't know if you guys saw it very well, but there's some different flavors like Pina Colada, Bahama Mama, which is my favorite, Singapore Sling, have no idea what that tastes like, Hurricane, Blue Hawaii, Shipwrecked, Beach Comber, White Sand Sangria. I don't know about that one. But anybody have any suggestions? And I'll make one. I don't know if it'll be good because I don't know how old this pack of drinks is. But either way, it'll be interesting.
Found it.
So Shima says, "Does tequila go with rum?"
Whoa.
I don't know. That sounds like a problem.
A Long Island.
No, I don't think tequila and rum are in a Long Island.
Well,
I mean, maybe
rum, vodka, whiskey. Maybe not tequila.
I love Long Island, so if it does, then hey.
I'll leave for five minutes, and you turn into Tom Cruise from Cocktails out here.
Well, unfortunately, Shima, one of the mixers is not tequila. I mean, I could run into the house and get it, but that sounds like it. I mean, it sounds like this party get ugly fast.
Yeah.
So
it was a great party. Who was it? Jim Brewer, that comedian. He did a whole like a stand-up routine of different alcohols.
Okay.
And then suddenly tequila shows up. He's like, everybody in.
All right. So we've got a comment on here. It says far right rum. So on the far right rum swizzle.
Oh.
Let's do it. We're doing it. Can you open this for me? It's like super hard to open. All right. Sean said Long Island rum. All right.
Merry Christmas to us.
I know, right? I guess it's this Christmas, maybe?
I think so. I'm kind of looking forward to the pina colada.
You want me to make you
one? Are we sharing these, or are we?
I'm not going to do all this by myself.
No, I mean, are we sharing each one, or?
I don't know. I don't think there's enough.
There's enough for you to have it here.
I don't think there's enough. It's all mine. All right. I like this. We're starting at the end, so it's as if we're just going to go through the line.
Oh.
And finish this.
Gosh.
It could be disastrous. Everybody can watch me get crazy.
Let's face it, you started crazy.
All right. So
this is kind of a different stream, guys. We're just sort of hanging out in the backyard. I mean, we don't have any memes to show you.
I would love the scream right now.
We were just.
Well, I'm glad you're not.
We were just really missing, the festival scene, and
Yeah.
I mean, you're missing the festival scene when you're willing to set up the tent for no reason in the backyard. I mean, these things are a beast.
They are, yeah.
And this is probably why we drink.
Yeah, this isn't like an easy pop-up tent. It's big metal poles, big little big things that connect them all together.
Smell it.
Wow, that's not. What can I smell that again?
Yeah.
That smells so familiar.
It's like citrusy. It's rum swizzle.
Yeah, but that smell though, it's what is that?
It's like, I don't know. We're gonna find out.
Yeah, it has kind of a citrusy sort of smell, but there's a flavor there, like a smell that I'm.
What? How many shots are in this lid?
Half.
Okay. The whole lid is half a shot.
Well, let me check the lid because.
Well, let me check.
Yeah, it's half.
Okay.
For that one,
All right.
because we have to.
Bye. I might need a paintbrush to stir this.
Um,
Sorry. Okay.
let's see. You want a big one or a little? Here's one.
You're like, got this. Yeah, this will work. All right. Again, art festival lifestyle. Stirring with a paintbrush. I don't know if this is going to be good, but we're doing it.
Oh, I think it's going to be good. You know, it's a beautiful day. There's a nice breeze. The summer's out. We're hanging out with friends.
I mean, it's Corona, so we're not really hanging out with them. We're over like digital.
Yeah, well, you know it works. It's as good as it gets right now.
I like it, you know, because I think if I was in New Orleans.
Yeah, you know, it kind of is like a citrus cyclone.
A hurricane.
Yeah, like a hurricane mixed with a citrus cyclone.
I
That's
don't
what
know
it
what a
tastes like.
cyclone tastes like.
It's like an orangey drink.
This feels like one of your Star Trek glasses.
It
has
is
a
one of my
little,
Star
little
Trek
Oh,
glasses.
okay. Okay.
It's a special occasion then.
This is what I married, guys. Star Trek.
I mean, you're also like that.
Oh, no.
Yeah, you're equally a
So-
geek.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm not like
All right.
those nerds. I don't like Star Trek. I do like Star Wars.
All right, so
Star Wars is cool,
This-
too, yeah.
for everybody out there that was curious, this tastes like a citrus cyclone and a hurricane mixed. If you've ever been to Pat O'Brien's,
And if you have, you probably don't remember. So, if you ever had a hurricane, it's probably a fuzzy memory. You're like,
I don't know about this. It's a little.
I like it.
It is good. It's
I'll
sweet.
drink
It's like
it. So, it makes me feel like I'm in
New Orleans.
yeah, it makes me feel like I'm in like a place that I'm, because I normally don't drink like sweet drinks or anything. It makes me feel like I'm somewhere that I wouldn't normally be.
It is sweet. It's like lollipop
Orleans.
sweet. It's kind of like lollipop sweet.
It is lollipop sweet. Yeah.
You want it?
Sure.
I'm gonna make a different one.
But I feel kind of nervous having your fancy glass.
Well, that's not the fancy Star Trek glass. I don't pull out the other. Don't judge.
Too late.
You guys don't get to use my other Star Trek glasses.
I know. I try
No.
hard to protect those.
Yeah, I do.
All right. Okay, so I'm gonna choose a different one. Let's see.
This is a paint I had to go in and get. It's a red, but it's in a bottle. But it used to be an ink bottle, but I mix different mediums in with my paint. So in with this is a high flow acrylic that I mixed in with a bright red, but it gives the paint a different feel and a different flow. So it actually feels different than the other paint. And that's why I wanted it, because I have this black that's a little sticky, and then I can put this red down, which you probably can't see on this cam and stuff because we're not in the studio, but it's a little hard to put down a little bit because it doesn't have a good grip to it. But whenever it does go down, I have to really kind of scrub it into the canvas, I've learned. But it just has a different feel. It has a beautiful color, but I can still feel the black, which is nice. So probably TMI about this, but I don't know. I mean, I'm a huge dork, so I love to hear about people painting and how they do it. And
You know, I've noticed lately with, and it might be just like the algorithms with Facebook and what I like to tune into, but it seems like there are a ton of people lately that are doing like art streams where you can learn how to draw and paint and stuff.
Really?
I know that, like, we'll share them on the Drastic Art members Facebook because I come across so many of them. So that's kind of cool.
That is cool.
Like, there's no shortage of learning how to draw a face.
Man, that is cool. Oh, here, baby. You want
I got it. Okay. So for anybody out there that's curious, I'm moving on to Bahama Mama. This one's my favorite.
I didn't know that was a real thing.
What do you mean you didn't know that was a real thing?
I mean, I thought like Andy and Sam would make Bahama Mamas.
Yeah.
I thought that was just their name. Like, you know, it's like, oh, it's a tropical day, Bahama Mama. I didn't know it was like a drink, like a mix. It's really a mix?
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, it's like I buy it at the store every once in a while.
Oh, maybe that's why you're okay.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah, okay. It's just been a while, man.
These make tiny drinks.
It's been a while. You know what? I'm gonna move this over where you can
There you go. That's good.
see you guys. Is that right?
Yeah.
Cool.
So these make tiny, tiny drinks. So don't judge if we get through all this.
Oh yeah, they are. They're tiny little bottles. They're for like they're meant for you to be able to try a bunch of them, I think.
I'm going to go with that. I think you're accurate in that assessment. All right. All right, so this is the Bahama Mama mixed with rum. Let's see how this tastes. I'm assuming there's no paint on the end of this paintbrush.
You can ask for a clean paintbrush.
That's good. It actually kind of tastes a lot like yours.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a little bit better than yours.
Each one makes about half a drink, I think.
Yeah.
Because we fill it with ice, and then with the ice, it all
But here, you want to taste mine?
Yeah, Bahama Mama.
It's better than yours, but what's funny is they're also lollipop sweet that they kind of taste the same.
What's that?
Echo.
Oh, is it Echo?
Yeah.
Oh, of course, she's walking right through all the cables.
She's. Oh, good. She didn't take the mic with her.
I like that.
Isn't that good?
That tastes peachy.
That one's mine.
Ooh, that gives me an idea for a drink, guys.
Oh, yeah? What idea is that?
Something with a peach liqueur. That's as far as I've gotten.
Peach liqueur. I don't know.
No, but that has a peach like that has like you know a peach has like that like a deeper's like a peach Jolly Rancher. Is it Jolly Rancher or Jolly Ranger?
Rancher. And
Rancher,
it's
okay.
all, yeah, they're all very like candy sweet.
Yeah, but it's something with a deep sort of like the peach that has a sweet and then has something else added to it. Would
Yeah.
be really nice.
Well, Sean would like for you to describe what you're painting.
Yes, I can do that. All right, so I'm going to hold it up to the camera because at the angle it's at. So right now, what I have a 20 by 20 inch canvas, and on the far, let's see, if you're looking at the painting, it'd be on the right hand side. So there's a hummingbird that's going off the edge of the right hand side with its wing. So it'd be the left wing of the hummingbird, and the tail is going off a little bit as well. Right now on him, his wings are widespread, and his right wing goes almost like past, what's about a third of the way to the other side of the painting. So it really stretches across there. His head goes up to about the top third of the painting, and his bottom of his tail goes down to the bottom third. So I don't know if that's helpful, but his wings are kind of in the middle, like the right wing. So right now, it's just sort of a light drawing of the hummingbird, and there's yellow that's going into his wings, a little bit of pink into his tail and his body. There's another hummingbird that's in the bottom third of the painting, or bottom half, I should say, over on the left-hand side of the painting. Over here, the hummingbird's like coming in at an angle, and he's sort of breaking. Sort of what the hummingbird does, like when they're about to either like stop in midair, or if they're trying to drink nectar or something from a flower, they sort of get in a hovering pose. So I wanted to capture that. So he has his left-hand wing is going up towards the top of the painting in an arc, and it's barely touching the tip of the other hummingbird. His other wing is actually going off the side of the painting, and then his tail is coming down towards the bottom, and his tail is pink right now, and his wings are yellow. All that's going to change. The colors I'm putting right now are just blocking colors. They're going to be undercolors for the painting. Now, behind and in front of the hummingbird, there's all of these paint drips that are coming, almost like there's this paint running down from the top of the canvas. The only one that I've started to paint in a little bit is a big red one that's going down just off center towards the left of the middle of the painting. And it's going down almost to the bottom of the painting. It's just a big paint drip. And there's a bunch of paint drips. There's some of them that are going in front of the wings, and there's some that are going behind the birds, but most of them are actually up above the birds, so they're not actually touching them. So it's going to be a bunch of multicolored drips that are going to be going down. And the birds are going to be really brightly colored. And I'm not sure about the background. I was going to start with the background, but then I wasn't sure if the background should be, if it should have a lot of color, if I should keep it white. Because there's going to be so much color, with the rest of it. That
I'm kind of curious, are you going to, because hummingbirds have like this iridescent belly, a lot of times I've seen. Are you going to do any weird shimmery paints or anything like that?
I don't know. I thought about that. I have a medium that can add that shimmer
Yeah.
to any color. So you just add the medium to it. But I don't know. I've used it before, and I've never got that much of a feedback from anybody saying that, like, oh, that's awesome or that's not.
Well, Shima says beautiful, homie.
Oh, thank you, Shima. That's awesome.
You know, you did use like a metallic paints on that Starlight painting that is a fan favorite.
Well, that's true.
Maybe you should.
Maybe I should.
I don't know. Who knows?
Got a bottle of it. Might as well. Maybe I will. A lot of times when I think about that, it's like that green iridescent, like shimmery colors and stuff. That's fun. Oh, we never did a cheers.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
So everybody, if you have a drink, it could be water, it could be tea, it could be coffee, it could be alcohol. Cheers, guys. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah.
It's just so great to be here. Cheers, sweetheart.
Cheers.
And cheers to you guys. Ching.
Ching.
Chin chin, guys.
Very cool. Shelly Dag has joined us and says, watching from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. Love your art.
Thank you so much.
That's awesome. That's a ways away. Cheers.
Cheers. I've been listening to a stream that comes from Canada, but it's Loading Ready Run. It's board games and different things.
Yeah.
And it's so, I don't know, it's a good channel. I've been really interested in trying to make more board games adaptable for people with visual impairments, and so I've been listening. Those guys are they're friendly, they're nice. And guys and gals, I should say. But yeah, it's been interesting.
Yeah. We should do a stream where we play some Braille board games.
Yeah, you brought out Catan.
Yeah.
Settlers of Catan. That'd be really cool. I want to play that again.
Yeah, I'm curious
if
so Sean might be the person to ask. Who out there has had any experience with board games that are great for visually impaired, or any, I guess board games could be any type of game. I don't know.
Most of the games that you see that I've seen are like Monopoly and cards, and there's like some others, but it's like
I can't stand Monopoly.
For the most part, like the same games that when I first lost my eyesight, like in 2001. If I go to the websites and stuff, it's like the same games. It's like Monopoly, cards, and
yeah,
there's Beat Ball and stuff like that. But I mean, which really, I was thinking like it'd be cool maybe to have a stream or something where you take games that aren't meant for visually impaired people, like they haven't been brailled before, but you just get some people that want to do it. Maybe figure out some ways to adapt it.
Yeah. Well, so with Settlers of Catan, and for anybody out there that has played it, basically you're just trying to like build up these roads and score points and stuff like that. I just ended up brailing the different types of resources, and then I would just take like, if all the different cards that were in it, I would just braille the first letter and the last letter of that card. And then I made a Google Doc and typed up what all the cards meant. So John could get his cards and not have to ask anybody, what does my card say? He could just feel the top two letters and then check his phone on the Google Doc. So that actually worked out pretty well. I don't know. What do you think?
Who won the game?
I'm pretty sure you did.
Did it?
No, wait. Yeah, no, yeah, you did. You did.
I did, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah, it worked out really well. Worked out great.
I like how who won that game?
Well, I don't know. Did it work out? Let's see. Who did it work out for? Let me see.
So Sean says, Braille Monopoly Chess. We play a lot of games online. It's called RS Games.
Ooh.
That's cool. We'll have to check that out.
Yeah, that's really good to know. Yeah, chess, Monopoly. That's sort of the cards. That's sort of the stuff that I've seen before.
Yeah.
And it'd be interesting. I was thinking it'd be kind of cool to come up with some different ways. Like if you wanted to take a game that they will never make into a Braille version, but easily be able to do it, or have some stuff that you could kind of like the way that Jackie did Catan. Somebody would only have to braille 2 letters on each card. And you could use puff paint to do it, or you could use a stylus, like a thing if you wanted. And so either way,
do we even have a stylus?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah, so any of those cardboard cards, we can actually make into legitimate,
Cool.
Yeah, and then but yes, right.
Oh, backwards. Gosh,
But it's,
I would mess that up.
Nah, yeah,
Mm.
you get so used. I mean, you get so used to it anyway that when you think about it. But I thought it'd be cool though, because then it'd be easy. You just look at you can give people access to the Google Doc, or they can copy it, and they have all the hard stuff, all the written stuff. And then somebody just has to go and put like 2 letters on each card. There aren't that many cards.
Yeah.
And then suddenly the entire game is done.
Yeah, we should share that. Like, I should share pictures or an explanation of what we did, because then
Yeah.
other people could do it if they wanted to.
Yeah, we can post stuff to our Patreon. We could post it to our Patreon, but have it like open to everybody, like
Yeah,
free.
yeah.
That way, if you just go there, it's a great place to store information.
Yeah.
So we could put that there, and you wouldn't have to be a patron or anything, but you could download the games and stuff from there.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That sounds workable.
Well, John Porter Hughes has joined us and is waving hi.
Well, hi. Hey guys. Well, welcome to our virtual festival. So for people that haven't seen, this is what is it?
Echo's walking around in the
Oh,
background.
Echo? Oh, cool. So
She's luckily has not taken out all the cords.
yeah. So is Eagle still down there?
Yeah.
So Eagle, the yellow lab, she's my current guide dog.
Oh.
Echo is my my retired guide dog.
She's in the background, in the very back. If you go back to the other screen.
Oh.
And then Chip. Come here, baby. And then you can see there's Chip. This is the little monster.
And Echo, my retired guide dog, is actually in the Animal Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
She went on over 600 flights, all over the place. She's so great.
Yeah, I was gonna say you might want to get the camera off of her. She's
Yeah.
probably going poo.
That's
That's the downfall of having a festival in your backyard is
the poo. No, I know.
you're kind of it is
You never know.
their space a little bit. So
We're in the dog's home. No, I don't know what she's doing back there. But she's in the Animal Hall of Fame. She's incredible. She went on over 600 flights. We went to so many places, like for children, so many schools, so many different things, and she's awesome. So she's in the Texas Hall of Fame. I should say it's not like for the world or anything, but Texas is a big state. That's pretty fancy.
yeah, she got a little medal.
Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah.
It was fun.
Eagle, which was a yellow lab. She's my current guide dog, and she is awesome. She's so sweet. But you're not in the Hall of Fame there, are you, sweetheart? You have to work a little
You
harder,
gotta
I
step
guess.
up your game.
Yeah. So.
They're just walking around.
Yeah, I heard a echo at the corner. Oh,
And
you're over here
Chip
now.
is oh my gosh! Lately, she's been barking a lot. Yeah, I think we have some critter under our deck, and she's a hound dog, so she is very obsessed with it.
Like, what's that?
Yeah, and to the point where she has this sort of lassie mentality, where like if we step outside, she's like, oh, let me show you something, and yeah, it's a little nuts. So we're having to rein her in from that because it's way under the deck. There's no getting to it. So she's, I don't know, whatever is under there.
She is crazy. What time is it? Do you know?
5:10.
Oh my goodness. Well, you know what? Maybe we should do another tour here in a minute.
Yeah, I can do one. You want me to do one?
Well, here, let me tell you guys too. Yeah, let's. I've been enjoying chatting and stuff, but so to catch anybody up that's just joined us, we've lost our minds. We've set this up in our backyard. I'm sure our neighbors. We have an 8-foot fence, so our tent is peeking up above that, and I'm sure they're thinking, "What the heck are they doing?" They've finally gone completely crazy. But we have a little festival out here in our backyard, which is nice. And generally with our festivals, since all of them were canceled, we thought that we would just do it here. And with our festivals, we always offer special deals and things. We usually unroll like art that's never been seen. We treat festivals just like we do with our gallery shows, and and we have different sales and stuff. So here's a sale that we are having right now. I did the Standing Against the Storm painting, and I got such a positive feedback from it. We thought that for until May 1st, anybody that orders anything, they'll get a free print of that if they want it. If you don't want the Standing in the Storm, you just write a little note and say, no, I'd rather have this other print, and we'll send that to you. So, it's for all the prints, every kind of print.
Yeah.
And it's for the limited editions as well. I think, which we have never run a special on limited editions ever.
I mean, we've done discounts, but not a steep one.
Yeah. We've never done when you buy one, you get one. So
that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So it's, I don't know. But it's just, I don't know. We miss there not being festivals, and we wanted to do something a little different this year. So.
Yeah. Well, before I do a tour, Maureen says, haven't been to Texas yet, but my son is in the Air Force at Shepherd in Wichita Falls. I'm hoping to be able to visit him there in the summer, and maybe we can get over to DFW to see you guys. That would be cool.
Yeah,
that would be awesome.
That would be awesome. I think Wichita Falls is about an hour and a half from us. But if you get down here and you're looking for stuff to do, let us know. Like it'd be great to meet you guys, and also if you're just wanting to know about some cool places to hit up or things to do while you're down here.
Didn't you used to live in Wichita Falls?
I did. I lived there for a bit. My dad, who owns Able Fuel Injection, he opened another shop in Wichita Falls where they did him and his partners. It was just like a little satellite shop, and they had me run it. And I quickly taught them. I quickly turned it into a nonprofit. And so it's his business of 20, 30 years. I was like, profit's not that. No, we actually did well. And all.
You moved them over to computers, didn't you?
I did. I was born with epilepsy. So before I ever had the vision problem, I've had epilepsy. And I worked for my dad ever since I was a kid. It was sort of my summer job. I worked other jobs, but I would always go back to Able. And then when Dad when computers became more of a thing for them, he put me on that. And then I started learning coding for that, and I started learning how to do that. So that when they opened the other shop, they just put me over there. And then I just did the computers for the 3 shops and for that, and just did the kind of the managing there because I was there anyway doing the coding. But it was before I went to school for to UNT to get my degree and all. And but the best part of it was that just working with my dad. To be honest, like when you're a kid and you're working with your dad, it's hard. It's like it's like all these rules and stuff. You're learning how to work. Everything's crazy, and then but then though we were like we were older. I was an adult, technically an adult, and I talked to him on the phone every day, and then it was a lot of quiet times in the office. So what I did was draw. I would do a lot of drawing. I'd get all the work done for the shops, get everything done, and then just sort of sit there and draw because my other part was doing sales, which I don't know how to do sales. And I would just go into places and talk to them.
I'd be terrible at sales.
I wasn't any good.
Okay, so I'm going to do a tour.
Let's do the tour.
So again, if you are joining us later in the stream, we are doing a virtual art festival in our backyard, set up our art tent, and I'm going to drag you around.
Ooh, here we go.
You got to give them the spiel, though, because I'm away from the mic.
Okay. I'll be the voice of Jackie for this tour. Hi, everybody. I'm Jackie.
Larry.
Okay, so everybody hang on to your chairs. We're going to be moving. Put your VR headsets on.
Okay, so we got, what is this? Amongst the Trees. It's a fairly big one. I think this is 24 by 36, right?
Yeah, it's a nice size. It's a good size too, though, because it's not too big where it's hard to hang.
Yeah. And then below that, Rhapsody in Blue. The tripod legs are crazy. And Starlight.
And Amongst the Trees and Rhapsody in Blue, they're both originals, but I love and amongst the trees, I love like the white trees. Like I wanted to do a different kind of tree.
Yeah. So got that.
With the birch in there.
And then at the bottom is Riding in the Rain. That's another big one. That's what, 40 by 30?
Oh gosh.
I think that's.
It might even be bigger. I'm not sure.
I think it's 40. I think it's 40 by 30. And then coming around.
My favorite part of the Riding in the Rain though is the umbrella, and also just the idea that there's a park on the left and that there's the whole like the street scene that's sort of peeking through on the right, but it isn't dominant. So you know that you're in an urban area, but it just feels more carefree, more it doesn't feel like it's like you're being like put upon by urban sprawl.
It's really bright too.
Yeah,
really bright.
Yeah.
Then you got Family. This was the Elephant Commission that you did, but this is a limited. This is an example of a limited print.
Yeah.
And then No Fences.
Yeehaw. I was born in this state, and I've got to do longhorns and cows every once in a while. I just,
Let's see, and then up here we've got A Special Night. This one is really big. This is 40 by 50, and you can really see like the texture in this one, which is really great. Yeah,
this is really one of the showpieces of the entire immersive show. It was like one of the centerpieces of it, and a lot of knife work. Where you're painting with really thick paint using knives, but also a lot of tinting and glazing as well. So there's lots of subtle shifts of color.
Yeah. And then below that, you've got Sunny Days and Ice Cream Dreams.
And the couple in that painting.
Yeah.
Just seems like it'd be a nice couple, you'd like to hang out with them.
Hang out with them.
Ice Cream Dreams.
That's Bahama Mama.
Yeah, I wish I had 4 dips of ice cream right now. That sounds good.
So, and then you got your Bright Beginnings Giraffe.
Oh.
And below that, Old Soul print.
Old Soul. That's the original of Old Soul was as large as an elephant. And it's hanging in Germany right now. So if you walk into the business where it is, like this big building, there's a giant multicolored elephant to greet you.
So, and then you've got On the Ranch, which is a boy and his sheepdog. I think that's a sheepdog. And then Our Spot. I can't. Okay, there we go. And then.
Oh, and Our Spot. I love that it's a mix of a lot of the trees that you'll find in Louisiana, where there's things that are hanging from the branches in East Texas, and also that shape of the bridge. I love that shape. There's a bridge like that in the Fort Worth Botanical Gardens. It doesn't look like this bridge, but it has the same shape.
Yeah. And then at every festival, we always have print bins that people will sift through. This kind of gives you an idea of, like, for example, that this is a 16 by 20, which, let's see, give you kind of an idea of how it looks. That's a 16 by 20. But yeah, at every festival, we usually have like this print bin. Oh, and on the side here, which I gotta kind of get around, that's a terrible angle, is Grin. It's another giraffe one, but you can't really see it.
Oh, I like Grin.
But, so that's our tent. And this is the rest of our backyard. It's kind of scary because our festival stuff is everywhere.
Oh yeah, got lots of festival stuff. Lots of. We were in mid project too, of stuff. We were adding on our backyard, and then all this stuff happened, and so we put everything on hold for a bit. So
welcome to the Backyard Art Festival.
Woo.
Dun dun dun. Crystal has joined us and says, "Obsessed with A Special Night, gorgeous."
Oh, thank you so much. I love working on that painting.
And my mom says, "Love the tour."
Oh, thank you. Well, it's all about the tour guide.
Cheers, people.
Oh, chin chin. We should do another cheers in a few minutes, maybe. So everybody, if you want to cheers, if you love art festivals but you can't go to one this spring, and you're missing it, let's cheers about it, commiserate together. We'll get through this together, guys. We'll have some fun in the process.
So what are you going to do with the background of that painting?
I don't know. I was telling the stream earlier. I was telling all the folks that that's a really good question because I could leave it white.
Mm-hmm.
I've done that a lot with drippy paintings. Not that I've done that many drippy paintings, but the ones that I've done, I because there's so much color with all the paint that's coming down, and there's going to be so much color with the birds that I originally was going to do sort of a muted kind of background behind them, but then I wondered with all that color, maybe that would be too much.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or maybe white's better, or maybe having like some muted pinks and yellows and maybe greens and stuff back there might actually be kind of nice. Maybe down here having some of the, maybe in the lower part. Let me show you guys too. It's been a while. I know the paintings at a weird angle because we're not in the studio. We're out in the yard. So it's very early days on this. I'm just putting down, I'm blocking in color. But what I'm wondering is that maybe for this painting, maybe it has some muted colors down here, almost kind of like cloud-like, and then getting whiter, so it's lighter and whiter as it gets up closer to the paint. Maybe that would...
Yeah, that could be nice.
Yeah, that might... Or leaving it white might be good too. That might...
Well, Barbara asked, did you show the new painting with the guitar? I was in the kitchen making a salad. I didn't actually. I didn't show that one.
You want me to put it on the other
Yeah,
camera?
go back to the other camera. I'll show... And you can tell them what, like...
I'll talk. All right, guys. So I was working on the painting. Actually, I was working till really late last night too. I keep going back to it. So in this painting, there's a lady with a guitar, her hair, and now we're out in the sunlight. So maybe you can see more of the colors. I'm not sure. How close are you to it?
Well, I mean, I'm pretty close, I guess. It's hard to tell because I can't see.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. Okay.
There's a butterfly
Where?
on the painting. I'm going to get really close to it.
Oh.
It flew away.
I was like, no, it's a shy butterfly. They didn't want to be rude. Oh, I'm just dropping something. Oh, it's sorry. I'm dropping my palette as we speak now.
So you put hair in front of the guitar.
I did. I decided before I just had hair going behind the guitar, and now I have it going in front of it as well. And this is a 4 foot by 4 foot canvas, so 16 square feet of flying hair and guitar.
Crazy.
It is. I don't know. It's definitely. I wanted something with some energy to it, and so that's what it looks like right now. And I think if you're able to get, you'll have to say what you see, but and tell me if it worked out, Jackie. But like with the whole thing, like are the colors more when you look at it than it is like on the camera or?
I mean, the colors work better than they were.
I mean, like in real life, looking at it, is it different than the webcam, or is it similar?
It seems a little darker on the webcam. It has a little bit more vibrancy in real life, but
okay.
I've
heard that
it's
before.
Pretty close.
But
Yeah.
So like it's funny because in a lot of my paintings, there's so many different layers of paint that and transparent and washes that a lot of times it doesn't come through on a camera very well, or a webcam, or the type of cameras we're using out here. But so I always wonder, what it looks like. And I always thought that a camera and a printer and everything just printed things the way that they were. That was something that I learned especially from you, because like for a photographer, they might take a picture of something and their camera will take it in a certain way and the colors are a certain way. And then the monitor might be set up for a different kind of thing. And you have to calibrate the monitor to what your camera does. And then your printer might be a little bit different too. So you have to calibrate your printer to your monitor to your camera. That blows my mind. Like I had no idea about all that. I thought, it's...
when I used to work at the newspaper, we had these calibration machines, and they were like suction cups, and you had to suction them to the screen, and you'd calibrate all your colors to like the proper printing of the press and all that. It was the thing.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? And whenever I learned that, I thought this is something I had no idea about. I had no idea. So I started looking up some articles about that because I'm just a nerd. and I look up things, and that's where I started reading about people taking photos of art and saying, well, if you do glazes and washes, a lot of times that doesn't show up, and I always wondered why people would see an original of mine and say, oh my goodness, there's so much more color. And I thought, well, you saw the picture of it. Why is it different? But that's why. It's just with a digital camera, it doesn't. It's a picture, and it's close, but it's not the same.
Yeah, your eyeballs are better than a camera.
Yeah. Weird, huh?
Well, Sean says Mindy wants to know if you have something with balloons. If you've done a painting with balloons.
I have. I actually did. I did this painting live for a children's hospital. And it was so cool. When I was a kid, I was in the hospitals a lot. But now hospitals have gotten so much cooler. So at Children's Hospital in Fort Worth, they have a closed circuit TV station. Like, they where you can go in there and it's like a TV station, but it's for all the rooms. And you can put on workshops. You can do all this. So I did a live workshop where we had all the kids that could come down and actually hands-on do the workshop. And for everybody else, it was broadcast on the TV channels and stuff. So that was so much fun. And I did this painting of it's like an ocean scene, and it has this elephant that's sitting on a park bench facing the ocean. So you just see their backside, like their back and their ears and all. And they're all in the ocean, kind of going off in front of them, and they're holding some balloons. And then right next to them is this little dog that has his paws up on the elephant, and it's like looking at the balloons.
Yeah, that painting is called Wanna Play.
Want to play, and I want to say I've done some other balloon paintings, but honestly, right at the moment, I can't think.
You've done a couple. They're usually commissions. Like you've done a couple where people wanted their kids painted, or you did one. You did one where you did a family, which this kind of was an interesting commission. This man wanted to get a commission for his daughter, who they were getting married. And so John did a painting of them on a bench where like paint's dripping all around him. And then he contacted you a little while later and said they're expecting, or they're just about to have a baby, or they just had one. And so he wanted another commission of like, the progression of the relationship. And then so a baby was in it. And so you had a balloon attached to the little carriage and dripping paint everywhere. And that was really cute.
And that's one of the fun things about commissions. Like I had somebody contact me for Amongst the Trees about that, and I thought it was so neat. But instead of buying this painting, they decided to do a commission, which is so much more fun. I mean, it's not more fun. It's more
personal.
It's more personal. Yeah, really cool. It's so interesting because I do commissions in a bit of a different way. I don't take a down payment. They tell me their ideas, and if it connects, if I think maybe I could do a good job, like if it doesn't seem like something that's really me, then I usually try to recommend another artist that I think would do a better job or fits that commission better. But if it's something that really excites me and I think I want to give it a try and I think I can do it, then can do it justice, then I'll try it. And then if it works out, then that's great. Then they have first refusal. They can buy it if they want. If they don't want it, at least one of us likes it. But they saw Amongst the Trees, and they had this idea that and they had like 2 dogs and 4 cats, and some had passed on, and they wanted the couple, and they wanted them to be in the painting, and it was just really beautiful idea. It was just so wonderful. And they wanted. I listen to music, and I get color from my paintings a lot from music, and they loved Van Morrison and Moondance, and I don't know. I get really touched by people that collect my art, and it's funny because like. We'll get emails from people that maybe bought a painting 12 years ago, and we know them, we remember them, and and it's funny because it's I don't know, it's becomes
like you're part of the family.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, sorry.
Cool.
Whenever somebody like buys an original or they commission, you usually become part of the friends and family club where you kind of get locked in at prices, like in a way. I mean, the prices, I've been painting a while, so prices have gone up, but. I don't know. Like we have people that have collected our art, and it's like friends and family, and it's just you don't. I don't know. It's
Sean asked, do you have a print of that? She's got him buying 2 so far. I think it was the Wanna Play, which that's the title of that one was Wanna Play, of the elephant with holding all the balloons.
Yeah, and I'm horrible when it comes to names, even if it's names of my own
That's
art.
because I named them.
Yeah, she does come up with the best names. Like
I feel like managing all of your art is like an art history class where you have to like look at note cards all day long and memorize the name of things.
I agree. I should be in art history.
But yeah, so there's Wanna Play. The other balloon ones, I don't think any of those are on because you have to go to the bathroom.
Get out of my head, lady. Yes, I do.
Of course you do.
I do. So is this cool?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, guys. I'll be right back.
Oh my
Be right back.
Crazy bugs on me.
Sorry, Sean. I'll be right back. Wow.
It's a little bit of a maze.
It
getting out of
is.
here.
It is. I don't know which way to go.
Oh, sorry.
Man, I'm sorry, darling.
No.
Thank you, sweetheart.
Sure.
Do you
So
want me to put on the other camera? Or is this good?
no, this is fine.
Okay.
So, yeah, I think the only balloon painting that John's got on the site, I think, is Wanna Play. The other ones, usually if it's like a commission, sometimes we'll use them as prints if they're a little on the generic side. You know, they would fit, more people might enjoy them. But sometimes they're real personal commissions, and for example, the 4 cats and 2 dogs. And so that doesn't really kind of translate into a print. But yeah, I mean, if there's any questions or anything, let us know for sure. But let's see. Richard said, "How much does a commission run?" Thanks for joining us, by the way. It varies. We usually do them by size, but Richard, I'll email you for sure all the information because it just depends on size, really. And then again, John likes. You guys know the drill. John likes to get, a sense of like what music you like and all that fun stuff, and then he'll kind of take your composition ideas and go nuts with it. So it's kind of crazy, but yeah. So that's typically how he does a commission. And right now it's been kind of fun because we've been doing a lot of different projects in between commissions. So like the painting he's working on today is for that Trinity River design mock-up, and then he's also been doing some different things for Tex Rail. So the Tex Rail that runs through Fort Worth here, at all their different train stops, they have these huge glass panels that are in the areas where you guys sit, and they're installing art in almost kind of like the see-through glass fixture inside the seated area that's covered. So he's doing one particular stop, and they've commissioned a ton of artists that are just doing all sorts of different stops along the way. So John's doing a lot of Fort Worth inspired art with that. So that should be fun. It's a lot of different projects, but yeah, if you guys have any questions about the commissions, shoot us an email or other, and I'll get you all the information on that for sure. But Sean said, what stop? Mercantile. So John is doing the art for the Mercantile stop, which I forget what 2 major highways are right by that, but I know when he was going to do the mock-ups for it, he wanted to do something that brought together like the botanical gardens and the zoo and all sorts of stuff, like major Fort Worth monuments that also were fun and uplifting, because sometimes commuting can be boring. So Mercantile is our stop, I believe. So and so Rail said, Sean said Rail runs right behind us, like a block away. So I don't know if you guys go through the Mercantile stop, you'll have to take a picture. So
Where's the feast?
so John's back out here, and oh my gosh, this is hilarious. It's not an art festival without something on a stick.
Heck, nah.
I'm kind of scared of this, actually.
You should be. You should be very afraid.
Keep in mind, we have not gone to the grocery store in a while because I don't want to. And, it's a festival, so you gotta have something on a stick.
Yeah, you got meat on a stick, so got a hot dog on a stick. And you gotta have dessert, so I got
that actually sounds good.
apple fritter on a stick.
Well, so
Dig in, baby.
thanks. Here, you want me to? Here, I'll put it on the thing here.
There now.
All right.
It's a stick that makes it good.
All right. So, Sean was just asking about like what Fort Worth stop you're doing the art for, and I said Mercantile, which I believe is the stop.
The Mercantile stop, yeah.
So this, did you nuke these? Is this what's happening here?
Yep. I use the power of science to heat our wieners.
And Amalia has joined and says, I have an idea for a commission, so I'll have to hit y'all up.
Oh, please.
Very cool.
Well, thank you so much.
And it was great seeing you the other day, man. It was, we had to keep our distance, yet it was like good to see, other humans.
it was so good to see you. Oh, I don't feel very sophisticated at the moment, but
You're not.
but I do feel happy.
We're at a festival.
Have a festival drink?
I am proud
You don't stick?
that this is really like only 3 drinks maybe. At this point in a festival,
Oh, you're crazy.
I make no promises. I like this mustard though. This is good.
Everything got really quiet on this.
I know. They can just watch us eat. Maureen says, "Yay! I bought Family the elephants and Bug the pug. I have a pug too. Can't wait to get them."
Oh, well, thank you. Do we have a thing on there where it dings?
Not well. I mean, maybe, but my phone. The sound is turned off on my phone because
you don't say because it dings, so you give a shout out.
Shout out. No, I have the sound turned off so it doesn't echo. But so.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks.
Wow.
Was that good?
Yeah. I broke my hot dog.
Usually,
It's not here anymore.
Usually at the festivals, it's like a huge sausage. Gosh, this is quarantine living, man. I don't know.
Well, you know.
I don't know how I feel about this.
Yeah, gosh. Somehow I got sticky. Oh, it was the apple fritters. Can I have an apple fritter?
Can I have an apple fritter?
Oh, thank you. Oh, look at this.
So thanks to everybody joining us for our backyard art festival again.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Did Jack already get into the apple fritters? Were they already like? I'm surprised there were any left.
I don't think you knew where they were.
What?
So I made these last night. Yum.
Yeah, they were really yummy.
Delicious. Yeah, but they're better on a stick. Everything's better on a stick. So I was thinking about the painting here. I need to add some oranges and greens and different things. And with the paint.
What other colors are you going to add to the birds?
Well, it's a good question. I was going to add... Actually, for this bird, I was going to make the bird on the right-hand side, which has the wings that are spanning across the bulk of the canvas. I was going to make his wings lighter, but his body a little darker. Like light greens and dark greens and stuff going in through the body. Over here on this bird that's on the left-hand side, his body's a little darker, and I put that in with a little paint, but then it's kind of,
So are they the same breed of hummingbirds? Is that what's happening here?
Mm-mm. They're special.
They're special? Well, Emily said, yeah, sorry, I wasn't practicing my social distancing very well when y'all stopped by. I was just so excited.
No, it was, I know. It was so great to see other human beings.
I know, it was.
No.
It was. It was funny because I think it had been like the first time you were out of the house in like a month. I mean, I periodically would go to the store.
Yeah, it'd been a while.
But, I mean, you might as well have been like a dog hanging your head out the window. Like,
yeah.
What is this thing called the sun?
Isn't that the truth? I hadn't even gone outside. I've been spending all this extra time to be able to spend it in the studio. I just, you look for the silver lining in things. So I just try to, try to see the blessing in it, in that, it means I can do this stuff now. I thought I was going to be doing this other stuff, but I'm going to be doing this, so that would be great. And I stayed in the studio so much. I walked out maybe 2 days before that in the full daylight because it had been cloudy so much. I almost fell down because the sun was, and my son too, he isn't. Like we just have been inside so much.
Yeah, they're a little ridiculous
We,
because
we hit the sun and it was just, but it's been cloudy so much, and the sun came out. We've been inside.
well, and Jack had, I mean, I went into his room a week ago. He's a good 2 weeks or like 3 weeks, I don't know, into quarantine or us being in the house a lot. And I just opened up the shades in his room, and he was like, and then John walks by the hall and is like, like I'm living with a bunch of vampires. It's ridiculous. You guys need to get out, walk around the neighborhood.
I remember that well. That hurt.
Silly.
Yeah, but gosh. So, but it was a good sign. Start getting out. So does anybody have plans to work out or anything? Like I feel like I should. I want to. I have those feelings every night before I go to bed. They're like, oh, I really want to start working out. And then I wake up in the morning and all those feelings are gone. They evaporate. Then I have them again in the evening.
I don't know what that's about, but I feel exactly the same way. Like I'll go as far as to, I used to go on Instagram and look at before and after pics of like people that lost weight and worked out. Mm-hmm. 'Cause that was kind of my motivator a little bit. And so every once in a while, like at night, I'm like, all right, man, I'm starting tomorrow, and I'll look at those before and after pics, motivate myself, and then I'll wake up the next day and no desire, no desire at all.
Robin, you're way more likely to go work out than I am.
Well, but you
it's roller derby, you run,
but it's harder you just stop eating a few things and then you're fine. It's ridiculous.
It's you make that sound so easy.
Well,
I can lose weight if I really put my mind to it, but then when I stop putting my mind to it, I go right back to the exact weight I was.
Well, I don't know. I don't know. You look good though. That's the thing.
Good.
Well, there's a difference.
Hey, we're all good. We don't need to lose weight.
We're good.
Cheers to that, guys.
It's been decided.
Everybody, if you have a drink, if it's water, if it's tea, get it ready. In a few minutes, we'll cheers. Because we're all good. We don't need changing.
Speaking of, I'm going to make another drink.
Oh, what are you going to make?
I don't know. I'm going to look at the thing.
I hope it involves lots of water. I feel like I'm getting sticky with this apple fritter.
Did you bring any napkins?
Mm-mm.
Maybe you got to maybe you just dip your fingers in the paint water. No.
At this point, I think if I dip my fingers in the paint water, I think they might dissolve. No.
What else is in that besides water?
The paint water?
Yeah.
Paint.
Oh well, yeah. You didn't put any.
Oh no, it doesn't have any chemicals, but.
Let's see.
It starts acting weird.
Should we do a pina colada? Do you want to do a pina colada?
Well, I still have like half my drink.
You are slow. All right, I'm gonna do a Singapore sling.
Oh my goodness, I've heard of those. A Singapore sling. That sounds like something you would see in an old movie, maybe with Gene Kelly, Fred Astaire. I don't know. Am I crazy?
Yeah. But that's besides the point. If the dogs are getting curious as to what's under the table here.
It's the festival lifestyle, guys. Welcome. So, if you guys want to play the virtual reality I work at a festival game, this is it. You sit at your tent, you talk to people.
Talk to yourself.
You talk to yourself a lot.
You make drinks and stir them with paintbrushes. Oh no, I lost it. I lost the paintbrush.
In the drink?
No, the dogs are licking it.
Oh, hey, dogs.
I'll get it. They're licking it.
I don't. Hey, dogs. Hey, now.
I'm looking like a lush over here with all this collection that clearly you're helping me with. I guess if the shoe fits. I'm kind of surprised, actually, that there hasn't been any crazy noises out here because we have a really loud neighborhood. Like, there's always dogs barking, and there's a train right behind our house.
I thought it was about a mile away.
Well,
how far
no,
away
it's
is
not a mile away. Train?
Yeah. I don't know where it is.
It's like 3 streets over.
It's how many streets over?
Like 3?
3 streets? So it's like 3 blocks away.
Okay.
Hmm.
My paintbrush is gross now. Here, I'm gonna use a stick.
I have more paintbrushes.
No, I use the back end of the stick.
Oh, one of those sticks.
I'm using a stick from the yard.
Yeah, I'm just gonna get a stick off a tree, and I was like, ugh, I don't know where those sticks have been.
Better than a stick on the ground.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Chip's probably using those sticks as toothpicks.
Ew. God, that dog is gross, people. I don't even know.
So I'm putting in some green right now.
Alright, so
Tell us what a Singapore sling is like. I'm curious.
I don't know. It's not smelling great.
Yeah, I think I've had one. Is it better?
No, it's not that bad. It's like a cherry Jolly Rancher.
Ooh, sounds good.
That's a little cheapened.
It's cheapened. This has been slapped around a little. It's been on the wrong side of the tracks.
Here, taste it. It's
Mary, you cheap drink. Yeah.
I mean, it smells, but it tastes like a cherry Jolly Rancher that's old. It tastes like an old cherry Jolly Rancher.
This tastes like a cherry that might have lived through the Great Depression.
Hey, it's got some history.
See? Bing Crosby. All that.
So it's decent. It's all right.
See, I was completely crazy. Gene Kelly, Fred Astaire, Bing Crosby. It's like that era, I think. That's interesting.
Sean said, "I've heard you say something about music and colors. Do you have
Synesthesia?
Yes.
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 Yes, I do. I have the most common form of synesthesia, which is music and colors, and I've always had it, but it became much more prominent in my life whenever I lost my eyesight, because I didn't really think about it too much before then, because it was competing with all the color that your eyes are seeing. It just didn't seem. I mean, I thought everybody saw color with music, and it wasn't. It didn't really come up. It wasn't really a thing, and I wasn't a musician or anything, so I didn't talk about it. But then with the painting, though, it was where I was getting my color from. Like I would start listening to music, and I would have to listen to different music, and then for a while, since it was where all my music, all my color was coming from, I guess my brain would focus on it. Sometimes I would have to turn down the volume of songs just because it would just fill my brain too much with color. So I'd have to make it quieter, because not only was the sound loud, but then your brain is just like overwhelmed with just color you're thinking about, and I don't know.
You did a whole series, like, oh gosh, what, 2010 or 11? You did a whole series of, music-inspired paintings that you also incorporated Braille into them for the notes and all that.
Oh, yeah.
That was, ages ago. But that was a really cool series. It was definitely more conceptual and abstract, but there was still, figurative stuff in it.
That was fun. Yeah. Hey, if anybody knows, I've been wondering, is Esraf Armachin still alive? He's a blind painter from Turkey, and I was going to work with the thing with the Met in New York a couple years ago, and then he was having heart problems, and then suddenly, he had to drop out, and then the grant, everything was kind of weird, so the thing never really happened, and then I heard that he passed away, and then I thought, but now I think he didn't, and I can't find any information. I haven't talked to the people at the Met or anything about it.
Yeah,
they would know. This is just something that I was thinking about yesterday. So I haven't looked it up. I haven't investigated. I haven't called anybody.
Yeah.
Or,
well,
emailed
I looked
anybody.
at the Wikipedia and it didn't say anything of that sort. So I wonder if it's just not been updated.
Well, and I looked at that, and the reason I wonder is because he's one person I know that started painting before I did that was visually impaired, and he lived in Turkey, and I always thought it'd be cool to work with him. And then and I thought, this would be great, that thing with the Met. And then he started having heart problems, and then I heard that he passed away, and I thought, oh well, we'll get to work with him. And then And then for some reason I thought, well, maybe he didn't pass away, and I can't find any information.
Yeah,
Like I say, it was
I'm
like
willing to bet he's.
it's only been a day. Like I haven't emailed anybody or anything. But
Yeah. Well, Sean says, yep, I have it too, but with letters and numbers. Also
Oh.
building mental maps in my head. That's
See,
interesting.
that's more rare. That's cool. That's cool. Like yeah, I've heard of that. Like with the letters, numbers. There's so many different types of synesthesia, and for people that don't know what synesthesia is, it's just where your brain will it combines the senses in a little bit. So for me, whenever I hear music, I'll see color. For some people, they might if they taste a taste, they might see color. They might hear sound. For some people, they'll see letters in different colors, or it's just different ways. But in the brain, the brain's just full of wires, all this stuff going on, and some of it can be kind of cross-wired a little bit. So instead of just one sense being stimulated, there might be two. So for me, like whenever I hear sound, it's not just my hearing part of my brain that's being the info is being sent to, it's being stimulated. It's also the visual center of my brain. So every time I hear something, my visuals areas are also being, So and that's all it is. But it's so cool because I have the most common form, but there's people like Sean who have a rare form, which I think is just I don't know. Like to me, like what I have just seems commonplace. It's normal. I've had it all my life. I don't even know it was different until I was like in my 20s and even think about it. And I hear about these other forms, and I think, "Wow, that's so cool! That's so weird! That's awesome!"
Oh wow, thanks, babe.
Oh, what
That's
happened?
awesome. Jack's got popcorn for us.
Did you really,
Popcorn.
sweetheart? Oh,
Thanks.
thank you. I knew there's a reason we kept you around.
As you crunch right next to the mic. Okay, go.
How so sweet,
Thank you.
darling. Thank you so much. Is this the popcorn that the nanny brought you?
Yep.
Way to not burn it.
Wow, it's good popcorn.
I always burn popcorn.
Huh?
I said, way to not burn it. I always burn popcorn.
I just wanted the time to ask for it. I actually wanted to burn it. I love burnt popcorn.
Ew, weird. Thank you, honey.
Thanks, sweetheart. That's cool.
Well, Shima said cheap cherries, referring to my drink.
Mmm.
That sounds about accurate.
Oh.
The only thing that would make this better is if it was kettle corn.
Mm. It's the best popcorn I've ever had. I've never had my son make popcorn and bring it out to me before like that.
That's true. That is nice.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
He's an alright kid.
It's kind of sad when your kids are growing and they get older. I mean, kids. I have one kid. And you kind of miss it. Like, I don't know. Like, I really like being a dad. And, and the idea of him almost being a teenager. Like, he'll be a teenager next year. I'm excited and I'm so happy to see the changes and see him growing and all this. But I'm also a little sad because I'm not really planning on having any more children. We're not. So, I mean, we'll never have like a little kid again, so you kind of miss that a little bit. But then they bring you popcorn and they're like, oh, cool. There's an upside.
There's an upside. He unloads the dishwasher. Upside.
Yes. He brings over a girlfriend one day with facial tattoos. Downside.
Are they cool tattoos? Are they Star Trek tattoos? I mean, there is like a conversation to be had.
They're on her face.
They're on her face.
No, I don't know. No. This hasn't happened, I should say.
Yet.
We're still too young for all that. But probably not that far out though. Gosh.
This would be totally embarrassing him if he was out here
Yes.
and you were talking about his non-existent love life.
No.
Well, I mean, love life.
Well, I didn't
period.
say you had a non-existent love life.
But anyway.
I'm just saying he doesn't have a girlfriend with face tattoos. No. No, but it's interesting. Children. Good stuff. Ooh, the sun's out here.
I know it's like a hot spot on your painting. It's really bright.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, here, let me show you guys my painting. Oh, sorry, I just hit the mic, guys. Can you see it?
Hold it down. No, yeah. That's a
that
little bit better. Yeah, the shadows and lights are really crazy.
Oh, okay. Sorry, guys. Well, I may have to wait a bit. There's like a time when the sun starts coming through in here. It's a festival lifestyle, guys. You get willy nilly with the elements. You just have to rough through it. No, but what I'm doing is I'm adding some different colors in with the paints. I don't know if it's like, can you tell?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean that. It's
Trust
funny.
me, things are happening. No, but I have blue. It's like a cerulean blue,
Mhm.
a pink, a green, a red, an orange, and a purple. And then up here, there's a pink. There's a cerulean blue, and then another orange on the end. Oh, another green that I put in, but just a tiny bit over there. So it's just going to be a mix of different colors. Right now, I'm just blocking in the painting, and so it's just going to be a riot of color. Really, I was going for like a sort of a springtime fun sort of thing.
Yeah, it's nice. It's bright.
Happiness and joy.
Well, I don't know. As we lose the sun, as it's going over, you can tell it starts to like hit some hot spots all over the tent.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which is actually it's funny because it's kind of hard to see from that angle, but that's one thing about doing the festivals is that you have to be careful of like how your art is hung. And for example, John's got some art that is in shadow boxes, and whenever we hang that, it can't be in direct sun because it starts to build condensation behind the glass.
Wow.
So it's another thing in the festival art lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta think about.
I didn't eat lunch. Is Eagle down there?
Yeah, you can see her in the shot. Yep.
Oh, in the other shot you can see?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Mhm.
Oh, can you see her in this shot?
Uh-huh.
Oh,
It's all eagle all the time.
nice.
And your head's just popping over the computer.
Oh, is it?
And my computer.
I'm over here, guys. I'm over here. Welcome to the festival. Come on in. Buy one, get one free. I just wanted to brag on my guide dog really quickly. She came from the guide dogs of Texas, and they're just the best guide dog school, I think, in the world, I think. And it's funny because, like, she works as a guide dog, but she's also just a huge pal. She's a huge friend. She's awesome. I hear an echo coming up on behind me. She's older. I hear lumber. Her hips aren't as good anymore, but she lumbers around.
Here she comes.
And she breathes really heavy, so it's easy for me to tell.
Oh, there she goes.
She's off. But I just wanted to break because, like, it's funny with the guide dogs. They're a working dog. They're awesome. They're brilliant, but they're also just really, really great friends. Like, Eagle is always there. If I go in the back part of the house, she's following me. If the bedroom door closes, like if I go to take a bath and she can't get into the bedroom to get into the master bath or whatever, whenever I come out, she's just standing there by the door. They're like, hey, what's going on?
She is constantly at the door of any room you're in, like if that door is closed.
Yeah, it's funny. Like it takes a little getting used to because you develop a 60-pound shadow. But with Eagle being my second guide dog, I don't know. It's weird. It's like it's funny whenever if you and Jack took Eagle and Chip for a walk the other day, and the house is just so quiet. Like there's nobody there.
Well, Chip and Eagle are. I mean, I get mad because they're younger, and Chip is crazy, but they'll actually start running around and barking at each other and get hyper, and they like to play a lot. So Chip is, if Eagle leaves,
Is Echo in the shot?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So if Eagle leaves, Chip starts to freak out a little bit.
Yeah.
But
Just but here, let me mention, guys, and I don't want to be this. I don't want this to be shameless self promotion, but this is an art festival.
Shameless self promotion.
And we are trying to make it a little bit special. We're doing something that we've never done really, but if you buy a print, you'll get a free print, and we've never done that. Even with the limited editions, which we've given discounts on limited editions, but we've never done this, and so it's just something we thought would be a little fun, little special because. We're really missing the festivals. We're missing talking with people and all that. And we thought, I don't know, it might be a way to make it kind of stand out, at least for us, and hopefully, for other people and be a little fun. And also wanted to say, for artists out there, guys, I know I'm talking with some of my we're talking with some of our artist friends, and you're always looking for a new way to be able to get your word out there and your art out there, and we'd love to share your artwork. I mean, it'd just be amongst friends and all, but every little bit that I think that goes out is a good thing.
Sean asked, "How old is Echo?" My first guide dog lived to 16. He was a rock star.
Oh my goodness, 16! That's brilliant. Sean, what was your guide dog's name?
And I'm curious if it was a lab or a German Shepherd.
Oh yeah, I'm betting a lab.
Yeah,
it's usually labs anymore, but yeah, that would be interesting to know. And Echo is 13, going on 14.
Yes, yeah, because she was born in 2006 in December.
Yeah, so she's
getting up there. I mean, and she's big. She's not like heavy and overweight, or but she's by guide dog standards, she's always been a big dog.
Yeah, whenever she was a working guide dog, she weighed like 84, 85 pounds, and she's as tall as Eagle. It's like a normal sort of lab, but she's stretched. She's not overweight or anything. It's just she's really long for some reason. The guide dog school used to kind of make little jokes, almost like she was like a stretch limo version. But she's just really long, but her gait and everything worked so well with mine, the way she walked, and so smart. Oh my goodness. And so I would love it if she made it to 16. She's starting to have trouble with her hips, and the vet said that part of that might be because she did travel so much. I mean, she, like I've said before, she's gone on 600 plane trips. The amount of miles that she's traveled is like if she went to the moon and back in the moon and then like halfway back again.
That's crazy.
It's like a ridiculous amount of miles that she's put on. I mean, a lot of those are flying. She didn't have to walk them, but I mean, or in cars or taxis and different things. But
well, Sean said that his dog's name was Clark.
Clark.
It was a yellow lab.
Oh, Clark. 16 years old. Oh my goodness. I'd be so happy if Echo could live that long.
Yes.
As long as she's healthy and happy and not in pain, that would be the thing.
Yeah.
And Eagle is like 5 years old now.
Yeah.
So she's worked for about 3 years, like 2.5, 3 years, and so she'll probably work for another 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
So that'd be crazy if Echo lived that long. I'm gonna have too rich card.
Yeah.
I don't think she is though.
I know it's sad, but it's
You can tell a difference with Echo about like every month or so. It seems like it's a little harder for her to get up. Jackie had this really cool idea where because Echo she likes to lay on tile because it's nice and cool, so she'll lay on the tile, but it's hard for her to get up. Her hips don't move the way they used to, so she went to the store and she got all these adhesive things that you would put on the bottom of a tub. So we have that on our tile floors around the house. And the idea is later when it's time to remove them, like when Echo isn't around anymore, we'll just get Gooby gone or something. We'll get rid of all this. But right now on our tile floors, it's like the bottom of a bathtub.
Yeah, it's. I guess I don't know if it's an old dog thing, but the pads of her paws they don't have any more like grip or they don't grab any friction anymore. So, and it's already hard for her to get up, so she'll try to get up and then slip, and it's just sad, and you're like, oh my gosh. So yeah, we just went ahead and lined all the tile in the house with grippers. And it's funny because Jack came home one day and was like, what are all these things on the tile?
It took him about a day, I think.
I know, well, it's typical.
Suddenly he was like...
It's like, what is this? It's like bathtub grippers everywhere.
Like what? That's always been that way.
Well, Sean said that his mom said that you have a painting that looks like Clark.
Oh, really?
The one with headphones.
Oh, that's cool.
And then Kim Taylor says, does John do online or video classes?
Do
you do it?
Well, you might be able to answer that better, sweetheart.
Well, yeah, I mean...
Because we're wanting to.
Yeah, okay, so...
We're starting to get into that more.
Yes. So, actually, it's funny to be asked that now because we were just approached by...
I lost my paint.
Art Beyond Sight people, and they're applying for a grant and all this fun stuff, and so in order to create these basically these virtual classes, and have like full write-ups, and so you can read it as you go along, kind of like a primer of sorts. So right now all we do is we'll sort of, John will pop into classes and do it virtually, and maybe the teacher will have the supplies already there. But ideally, we'd like to get to a point where it's almost like a package that somebody can purchase if you're a school district or anything else, and there's maybe a supply list, and everything is done virtually. So for now, what you do is all of this. Like, we do live, and periodically you do techniques, and you do different. You'll do stuff on Patreon.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's one thing I wanted to say, is that we started Patreon with the idea that maybe we could start doing these workshops where we actually work step by step through a painting. But in order to, I'm so thankful for the patrons that we have. But right now, I think we haven't put a lot of effort into promoting the Patreon. So we only have like 5 or 6 people. And the idea was that we might be able to do some workshops and stuff and do step by step things. It might be a nice place to group people together and be able to do that, and do some workshops and stuff. But
it would be fun to like do some Zoom workshops, and you keep the class down to like 6 people or something. And
I was thinking more like 10 or 20.
Well, yeah,
and the reasons, because I do a lot of like live hands-on workshops, and whenever you get it to like 10, 15 people, it's really nice. Like probably 20 is like, but what's nice about that though is that if you're doing something like Zoom or doing a live workshop, people start asking questions, and it might be questions that you never would have thought of. So it's like this sweet little number where, if it's too many people, like we've done workshops where we've done workshops with 1,500 people in a day, workshops with 400 people in a room. It's ridiculous. And about 10 or 15 people is really a sweet point. And we've done like all in between that. And it depends. I mean, like, I'll go in for schools and I'll paint with every kid in the school. And generally when I do that, we've done it where, it's a lot of kids at once. But if we could work with like an art class size at a time, I'll just do a whole bunch of classes. So it's really nice. So if you get into like 10 or 15 people, because you start having people ask questions, they start chatting back and forth, they start having ideas, and they're asking about things, and you're like, oh, I never would have thought of that. Yeah, it's a good thing. Maybe I'll do this. Or they'll hear about like maybe a show that's happening. It's just the interactivity of a workshop, is nice. Like, it's because like one of the fun things I think about a live workshop like that, to me, is that you're getting the instructor, you're getting like somebody that's telling you what to do step by step, but then you also have the input of the other people in the class. Because if you wanted to do a step-by-step thing, you can always rent a DVD or you can, get an online class somewhere, and it's just like, it's just sort of a rote kind of thing. But the other, you can ask questions and you have other people's input, or you can say, hey, I just worked on this. What do you guys think? And other people can tell you.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah,
that'd be fun. Well, Kim says, I'm legally blind and paint landscapes. I would love to hear more about your technique.
Oh.
And that she's down.
Awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, and that would be really cool. The technique that I use is basically it's oh, sorry, I think. Oh, I'm sorry, my computer just said something. One sec. I think maybe. Okay, cool. Our recording just stopped. Oh. But the Facebook thing is still going.
Good.
Okay, the Facebook is still going. It's our computer on the thingy-majiggy. Okay.
It's technical.
Yeah. Sorry, I've got a thing in my ear, and it was just like blah 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 blah. And so anyway, I can't walk and chew gum at the same time. But no, the way that I paint though is using orientation and mobility skills. So it's basically white cane training. So, and I don't know if you've ever taken white cane training or what. There's lots of different types of visual impairments, and obviously, and there's different ways to deal with it. So I don't know if yours is required, being able to, having to learn like O&M, having to learn how to use a white cane. But the way that my vision was, whenever I started losing it, it became clear that I was going to lose all of it. So I started learning O&M even before I lost my eyesight, because so I could start learning the tactile everything. So basically, the same way that you would feel around a room, or you would cross a street, or a city, following curbs, is the way that I find myself around a canvas. And I started this in 2002, so I've had a lot of practice. But the techniques and stuff that I've taught, like when we do workshops, we can generally have somebody painting within 5 minutes to 30 minutes.
Yeah.
It just depends, on the person. But I'm going to hold up my painting. So I don't know.
You can see a little bit better. The sun's
can you? The
gotten
sun's
out of the way. Yeah.
Oh, good. Oh, I think I'm moving the thing. So I'm not sure if you have any usable vision or not. But for those that do, I'll hold this up as a reference. So I have lines that are going down the canvas, and it's done with a special black paint. It's a little sticky. Like, it feels a little bit different. When I first started painting, before I started painting, actually, I started learning O&M when I was in college. And I started walking down a street, and I was feeling the curb. And I was thinking that the curb felt a lot like a line, because I'd spent my whole life just drawing. And I thought, well, this straight curve feels like a straight line, and it's leading right to another straight line. So in this painting, there's this line that's going down, and then it's hitting this other line that's this other bird's wing. So you can feel that. You can feel the line that's going down, that's the paint drip, and it hits the corner of where the bird's wing is. Now, if you're walking down a street and it crosses another street, there's only one place in the city you can be. You can't be anywhere else. It's where those two streets intersect. And it's the exact same way in a drawing. So if I draw a line going down here and it crosses another line, that orients me to that painting. It lets me know exactly where on the canvas I am. Now, when I first started, I was drawing things like squares and circles and triangles, very simple sort of shapes.
She asked puff paint? ?
I did. I started with puff paint, and we still use that for workshops quite a bit, because you can put it down really quickly, and it makes a nice hard raised line. The paints that I use now, because I've been doing this for years, and it's like anything. The more you do it, the more sensitive you become to it. Like, my fingers are much more sensitive. Like, when I first tried to learn how to read Braille, I thought it was crazy. I thought I had something wrong with me. There would be no way I would ever be able to determine the difference between those dots. After a while, you start being able to do that. It's the same way with here. So when I first started, I used fabric paint, and I made it really, really thick, and I could feel it. Over time, I can make it thinner and thinner and thinner. Now what I use is acrylic paints, but they have different mediums mixed in with it. So with this, it's a high flow medium, and then I also mix this other type of paint into it. It's an acrylic paint, and I can't think of the name of it right now, but it makes it a little rubbery, a little tactile. But I can feel it really easy. But someone who's just starting, it's not a good paint to start with. So that's the way I started, and just by making lines. Really, to do a painting, I mean, you just need to be able to make marks on the canvas and be able to know where you are. If you're sighted, use your eyes to know where you are, where you've been. If you're visually impaired, use your sense of touch to do that. And over time, you can make that better and better. And I think a lot of times people who are sighted, they forget that being able to see something and know where it is and be able to use that information is something that they had to learn. It's not something you're born with. You can see this with a baby. Like, if you've ever seen an infant and their eyes are kind of coming online and their brains are coming online, and for a while they'll see something and they're like, whoa, their heads are going everywhere. They're like, oh my gosh, like they're trying to process like the visual world to what it is they're touching, and being able to understand, that something's far away, something's close, things are moving. It isn't something that just happens automatically. It's something your brain adjusts to. And it's the same way if you lose your eyesight and you start learning how to use your sense of touch, you're using your sense of touch to visualize. And that sounds weird, I know, at first to a lot of people, but all your eyes are doing is taking information and just relaying it to a part of your brain. It's chemical and physical information. It's just, it's chemical and electronic information. So your eyes aren't actually seeing. it's your brain that's seeing. Is back there. So
Well, Barbara asked, "Can you crack a safe with all this spidey
oh man,
senses you got going on?"
why not?
Sure. Sean
I
said-
wish. Wouldn't that be cool?
That would be cool.
Like those
You know,
little
for
movies.
Christmas, what was it last year? For Christmas, we bought Jack a crack safing little kit where you learned how to like pick locks.
Did we?
Yeah, we bought it for your dad and him to play with.
Did they ever do it?
I don't know. I don't know what they do when they're together.
Hmm.
Sean says, I have a mental map in my head of the U.S. and all the states are in different colors. Always wanted to paint what is in my mind. More synesthesia stuff. That'd
That
be
sounds
cool.
cool.
I wish I could picture all the states. Doing lessons with Jack has proved to me how little I know about anything that we
Yeah.
learned in grade school.
Isn't yeah? It's a humbling experience, isn't it?
It is. I wish I was as interested in school at Jack's age as I am now with doing lessons. Because then now, when you get older, you have an appreciation. You're like, oh, that's interesting, or oh, you're soaking the stuff up. But at his age, you're like, why? Why do we have to do this?
Right after I left high school, I went right to college. It was a junior college, and I had epilepsy, and I didn't tell them that I had epilepsy. And so I would be gone for a week or two. I was having some massive seizures. And I would just be gone. I wouldn't tell anybody why. And I was doing really well, but then, you can't miss a week or two of school.
They thought you were a rebel.
Well, there's something, so, and then I thought, well, maybe school isn't for me. So I just, I kept working for my dad and all that and computers. I thought, well, I'll just go more into the computer stuff. So I'll look at that. And then pretty shortly after, I worked there for a while, and then I thought, well, if I don't go back, I never am.
Yeah.
So I went back to school, but I went to a 4-year school. But the first thing I did was go to Office of Disability. And that was probably the best thing.
Yeah.
Honestly, because I treated it like a job because I'd been in the workforce for like a year or two since then or whatever, and I thought, well, this is my job, and I had a completely different idea about it. And I thought, I'm an advocate for myself. Like I don't care what other people think. I mean, the first thing is I need to get my job done. After that, then I'll worry about what other people think. So I went to the Office of Disability, told them, hey, I've got epilepsy. And then that worked out so well because later on when I was losing my eyesight, I had people in my corner, even when I didn't believe in myself. But I just mentioned that because, I know what you mean. And then after that, I started getting straight A's though because it was just a job, and if you're doing a job where you're like, oh, I'm doing code for this thing for a while, like, oh, I don't have anything to do, and the boss says, all right, well, if you don't have anything to do, why don't you go clean the bathroom? There's a toilet that's needs some clogging. They're like, oh, I could be doing some more coding over here. No, I don't know. Woo, things just got really crazy. And then you're you're in class, and they're like, oh, you need to read a chapter. I'm like, oh, yeah, I could. That's so much easier than mopping the floor or writing code or doing something like that. And they tell you exactly what they want you to know. I mean, what they want.
Yeah.
And then so I went from being like, a student that I wouldn't even talk to the teachers, I wouldn't tell them what was going on, to somebody where I had a rule where I had to go talk to a teacher every class, at least once. I'd go visit them in office hours, just so they knew my face. And then I would keep going if I, had questions and stuff. And I only made like 2 B's. But it wasn't because I was smart. It was just because I treated it like a job.
Yeah.
And I would go to tutoring like a crazy person, and I would go to anything.
Well, you are a nerd.
I would go to the teacher and just say, hey, I may be slow, but on this, but I still know what you're talking about. And eventually you spend enough time in their office.
They'll just be like, go.
Be like, yeah, okay.
You got a good grade.
All right,
go.
you put enough hours in, you're good.
Really.
You're good to go.
Well, Kim said that is awesome. Thanks for the explanation on how you your process.
Yeah, and Kim, honestly, I've literally done workshops with tens of thousands of people, and we've done workshops actually with artists who were professional artists who lost their eyesight. I did one workshop with not tens of thousands of people who lost their eyesight, but we've done lots of workshops with people with visual impairments. But there was one workshop I did, I think in Missouri or Montana, I can't remember, but it was like 40 or 50 professional artists who lost their eyesight. They were all like came into that spot, and I did workshops with them, and the idea was for all these people to get back into art, and then after that week or two that I was there doing that, suddenly we had 40 or 50 more non-visual visual artists out there, and it's just it's awesome. I think that's going to be the future. We work with blind services. We've worked with the State Department as cultural ambassadors. They sent us to Brazil. We've worked with blind services there, teaching art to children who are visually impaired. 7 different states here in the States.
Yeah. Well, she says you do not seem to like you get paint on you. When I paint, I'm a disaster. I get it all over the place. I blamed it on my vision, but maybe not.
Oh, that's a I used to. In fact, I got a little story, and I apologize if I've told this and somebody's heard it before, but I used to have this little white dog when I first started painting. Her name was Anne, and I painted with oil paints then, and I paint with acrylics now, and they're so much easier to keep clean. But I painted with oil paints. I didn't realize how hard it was to get oil paints off your hands, so I would wash them really, really well, I thought, and I would still have paint on my hands. And little Anne, the little white dog, would come over, and I'd say, "Oh, you're so cute. I love you, Anne." I'd pet her, and then friends would come over and say, "What happened to Anne?" And she'd be purple and blue and have all these different spots on her. But you learn over time. So like now I use acrylics. I literally have a big thing of water here over my left, and I have a thing of water over here on my right. And in my studio I have a sink. I'm constantly, like I'm going to hold this up. So I don't know if you can see it, but other people might. It's a small brush. It's like a size 4 or 5 or 1 or 0. I don't know. It's a 0. No, you don't.
You want me to look at it?
Well, I want to touch the bristles, but it's all got paint on it. Let me close it. Let me clean it off. It's like a. Let me see. What is this? This is like a 1. It's like a 0 to a 1. It depends because it's a flat. Actually, it's a filbert. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Sorry, I'm going off on a tangent. It's a really small brush, and whenever I'm painting, the paints that I use, they're acrylics. A lot of them have a medium add to it, a high flow medium, which makes them dry super, super quick. So probably on most of these, like 30 seconds after I put it on the canvas, it's probably dry. There's things you can add to it to retard the drying, to make it be wet longer. I don't want that for this. I want it to dry quick. And I'm outside with a breeze. And that makes it so it's actually drying quicker than it would in the studio. In my studio, I also have a heat gun if I need it. I don't usually need it because the paints dry so fast. So that's what helps. And I do have a little paint on my fingers, but I've got a rag in my lap. Other words, I've come up with different ways to kind of combat that a little bit, because I have a thing where if I get too much paint on my fingers, I can't feel the lines anymore. And it's great to draw with thinner lines. Like as you draw more and more, you can draw with thinner and thinner lines. But that doesn't work if you have paint all over your fingers because you can't feel anything. So you got to keep your fingertips clean, and then the world's your oyster.
Well, Richard said he thought that it was a drink mixer. Probably what you're doing over there with your brushes.
Oh wow!
Actually,
I'm out.
Dun dun dun.
Where's Tom Cruise?
What?
From Cocktails.
Would you like to choose another? Do you want to try the pina colada?
Ooh, I'd love to.
Okay. Finally, stepping up your game.
What time is it now, sweetheart?
6:24.
Wow. We've streamed for two and a half hours, guys. That's crazy. That is crazy talk.
Yeah, it is. I blame you.
I blame you too, but this is sort of a different kind of stream, guys. So if anybody's just joining us, we're just hanging out. We got a festival going on in our backyard. Let me show you that. So our neighbors think we're crazy. We think we're crazy. Well, we took all the cameras or a couple of cameras from the studio, and the whole. It kind of worked out. Like it's funny. Like we were working out for to have a better video setup to do workshops and stuff with people, and it worked out because now we have like a rolling computer station that we can do video and stuff from. And we thought, well, why not just roll it on in the backyard?
Everything's sticky.
And that's what we did. So we're out here all the festivals got canceled, but you know what? They didn't think to cancel our backyard festival. Oh no, they didn't see that one coming.
Yeah. Let's see.
They said it couldn't be done, but here we are.
All right. So these little things make an absolutely tiny drink. It's a little ridiculous.
Yeah, they're more of a taster. But we got this gift from Christmas, I think, from my mom.
Yeah.
And it gives a whole bunch of little tiny little mixer things that you can try a whole bunch of different little drinks. But we had a lot of ice to them, and
It's like half, barely half a drink.
ooh. Different. All right. Well, okay. I'm going to give you guys 2 or 3 minutes. If you have drinks, get ready to cheers.
Richard said not because of the water, because you had use on the drinks when it when you made them. You had you not because of the water, because you. I don't understand. We'll clarify. Sean said, I'm used to people thinking blind people are amazing for simple things, and most of the time I hold back from saying it, but you really are. Friends and family that see your stuff say it's awesome.
Thank you so much,
Way
Sean.
to give him a big head.
Thank you so much, Sean. Don't listen to her. You give me all the praise you want.
I have to live with this all day, every day.
No, but oh man, Sean, I know what you mean though. Like, it's funny. It's sort of an inside joke, I guess, but that's one thing that a visually impaired person is probably that you hear the most. Like, I can't believe you can do that. Like, I remember when I first learned how to use a white cane before I used guide dogs, and I could find my way to a coffee shop. A lot of people were just floored that I was there alone, that you'd be able to find a coffee shop. And to me, like at the time, like I'd been doing it a while, and I was like, well, I live right down there. It's like, it's not that far. I don't know, but people get surprised. I think because you think about vision being reality, and one thing that I've learned through painting is what vision is different than I used to think it was whenever I was sighted. And if you think about what vision actually is, like your eyes is just an organ that's giving information the way that your nose does and your mouth does, your sense of touch does. So it's just sending information to the computer, your brain. So it's going back to the occipital lobe. And at least this is the way that I think about it. And for a computer, it doesn't care where it gets information from. If it gets it from a scanner, if it gets it from a camera, it doesn't matter. It's just information to it. It's ones and zeros. And that's the way I think the brain is quite a bit, because the occipital lobe, it gets its information, like it gets this chemical and electrical information coming from the eyes, and it puts it together and it makes what you see. But it's the occipital lobe that makes what you see. The same way whenever people dream, and the occipital lobe is still getting information, but it's not coming from the eyes anymore. The eyes are closed. It's getting from other centers of the brain that are producing dreams, and it's sending that information to the occipital lobe. The occipital lobe doesn't care. To it, it's images, and it's making images. And that's why when you're asleep and you're dreaming, everything seems so real. Your brain doesn't think it. It doesn't think about it being real or not real. That's not really a judgment that part of your brain makes. It's just doing its job. And so when you have a dream, things can seem very real. But what's funny is that when you're awake and you're conscious, it's that same part of your brain though that's still making those images, almost like it is when you're asleep. So, which is why somebody like a bank can be robbed, and you'll have 3 or 4 people that see the robber, and the police come and they'll ask people, "What did you see?" And they'll have 3 or 4 different ideas of what the robber looked like, and because we all live in a dream world, man.
we all live in a dream world. Well, Amalia says, don't worry, Jackie. I don't understand most of what Richard's messages to her are either. I call them Richard's random quote of the day.
That's funny. That sounds like you talking about me.
Yes.
You know what I would really like to do is like a movie night where everybody could get on Zoom. I mean, it would have to be like, I don't know what the limit of Zoom is. I think it's like 40 or 50 people.
Well, I think it depends on how much you pay Zoom.
Oh, well, we don't pay them anything.
Right.
What's the limit for that? I want to say it's 40 or 50.
I don't know.
I want to say, that's pretty good. You want to try? I want to say it's like 40 or 50 people. But if you don't pay, the limit used to be like 40 minutes. But right now, because of all the quarantine stuff,
I don't know about that.
it's not as good as Now, I make a mean pina colada. It's got like 1,000 calories.
Yeah,
But, oh my
it's
goodness.
like a Big Mac meal.
It would make
It's
you slap your
ridiculous.
grandmother away from the table. It's like, no, grandma, it's all for me. It's that good.
Well, you use the
Bananas
yeah
and Coco Lopez.
the coconut cream stuff.
Coconut cream.
Ugh, that's
All of
man.
that,
Yeah,
yeah.
those are. Yeah, it's a scary summer when those are introduced and you're rolling out of the house.
And they're frozen. So you use fresh pineapple juice and bananas and the Coco Lopez. And yeah, it's really, yeah. So I stopped making those. I looked up the calories for it all. I did the math one day and then I think I made 1 cent. It got scary
Yeah.
quick.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, I was talking about something else. I got
You got sidetracked with the drink.
I did. Apologize, guys. Ah,
So
I'm a little surprised that, we were just talking about not getting paint all over yourself, and I'm a little surprised I don't have it all over me right now. I think the only reason that I don't, honestly, even with me being careful, is because I'm using a tiny, tiny brush.
oh yeah. Well, Sean said he has a Zoom Pro account. So whatever you all want to do, he's down.
What? That's awesome.
Pro account.
Wouldn't that be cool? That'd be fun.
Man, we could have like the Enterprise backdrops, all kinds of stuff. I don't know what comes with a pro account. I know, like, we tried to Zoom, or we Zoomed with some friends a week ago or so, and I tried to give myself a backdrop, and apparently my hard drive isn't, or my operating system isn't up to date enough to, like, handle it, so I don't know. It didn't work. But it would have been hilarious.
Man.
It wasn't going to be Star Trek either.
Oh, I remember one thing I was saying. Sean was saying something. We were talking about how people didn't expect the visually impaired people to be able to do anything or whatever. You're surprised, and I know exactly what you mean, Sean. Though, like I've been so surprised. I've been fortunate with what I've been doing with the painting and stuff that we've been invited to go around different places, and the artwork's gone to 120 countries, which blows my mind. I haven't been to that many. Like, I wish I could follow the art and go places and like that. That would be, but we have been to some different places, and I've been able to meet some incredible people. Like, we were doing a TV show in Holland, like, gosh, maybe 5 years ago, more,
Longer than that.
longer than that. But it was like an award ceremony thing, and they had me on for some reason. But they also had this golfer who was visually impaired. He's a blind golfer. Which we just met Jeremy though for another TV show.
Well, that's a different golfer.
Yeah, it's a different golfer. This guy was from Scotland. This was years ago, and I almost hated to ask him because he was a professional golfer and he was visually impaired. But I just had to, it's like, I know you're asked this a million times, but how do you do it? And he was like, it's not so hard. Like you know where the tee's going to be when you're teeing, or you know where the green's going to be when you're teeing off. So you kind of go to that direction, the wind, you kind of figure all this stuff out. Then when you're putting, he would have somebody go over to where the hole was and like have a little bell so you could hear where that is. And then he would walk around, he would feel if he needed to, and just feel the lay of the green, like the way the grass was going and everything. And then, so it all made sense, he just took his
but
time.
even a sighted person, like, being good at that sounds like a stretch, which
Yeah,
is why
yeah.
it's like, I can't even play putt-putt. It's
Mhm.
questionable.
And then I met Eric, and I won't say his last name because I always mess his last name up. But he was the first visually impaired person to climb Mount Everest, and he's so nice, he's so amazing, and we're actually going to be in a documentary together this weekend. I mean, not this weekend, this summer. And Mandy Harvey, remember?
Well, I know of the people. I don't know anything about this documentary.
No, they came out and filmed it already,
When?
like last year.
Oh.
I think it's coming out this summer.
Oh, I don't remember. I don't
don't know. Well, I don't either. I'm not sure when, but I think it's this summer it's going to come out. But I remember I liked it because Mandy Harvey, she's a deaf singer songwriter, and just beautiful voice. Oh my goodness, and she's so nice. Her husband's so nice.
Yeah, she'll like take her shoes off, and that's how she like can hear it, like
Is that how
feel.
she does it?
Like she was on America's Got Talent or something. I think I forget what it was. One
I
of
didn't
those
watch
shows.
that.
Yeah, she was on it, and like Simon Cowell, whatever that dude was. Like, she got up there and took her shoes off, and then she explained everything. And,
Really? That's
yeah.
cool. I never really watched that. I hung out with her. Like, I did a speaking gig with her there, and we were like, I was doing my thing, I was painting, and then we just hung out together, her and her husband and me, and we're listening to the other like people before him and stuff. And she was so nice. She never mentioned she took her shoes off though. That's interesting.
Well, at
That's
least
cool.
she did for the America's Got
That
Talent.
makes sense.
I mean, that's
though.
all I
And
saw.
she probably said, or I don't know.
Well, Barbara said, still waiting on the toast.
Oh, I'm so sorry. You're
He's
right,
such a
Barbara.
slacker.
Toast, guys. Here's to the
Cheers.
festivals that could have been, and here's to the one we're having now. Chin chin. Gross. But Eric's another person. He was a first visually impaired person to climb Mount Everest, and really, really super nice guy. And he's also kayak down the in the Grand Canyon, the river going through there. And he played me a video once of them doing that, and it's so funny because he was there. There was a guy that was kayaking in front of him, and then I don't know if they were tied to each other or what, or if he would just listen to where the guy was. But he was in his own kayak, and it was whitewater. Like I'll kayak. But the kayaking I do is where like you're floating in a lake and you might bump into a tree and it's no big deal. Like, bump, and then you kind of float away. You're like, haha, that was fun. This is whitewater kayaking, where it's like the stuff you see in the movies where it's splashing and it's white and you're going up and there's rocks and you might dash yourself against something. So this crazy guy, Eric, is doing that, and he's playing a video for me to listen to, and we're sitting there and in the video, like you could hear because he's wearing like a GoPro in his helmet. When he would go underneath the water, he would hear this glug, 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 glug sound.
That's
and of
terrifying.
course, that entire time, he's trying to get back upright and stuff. And for me, just for kicks and giggles, I'm trying to hold my breath. And I almost can't hold my breath for as long as he's underwater. And I'm just sitting there. And then you hear him come back up. Whoosh! And then they're going and they hear glug, 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 glug. You think, oh my goodness, Eric, you lost your mind. And then, but it's so cool. And then you hear stuff like that, and I think, oh my goodness, how do people do this? It's just incredible.
Yeah, it's
I don't know. It's motivating to me just seeing what people can do. And there's a game show that I'm going to be on this summer.
Yeah.
But I can't say anything about it, except that we met a guy there.
Yeah.
That it was also a visually impaired golfer.
Yes.
And I'm not allowed to say anything about the show, but it's but
he holds the.
Yeah, he's like the number one.
He's the world champion of blind golf.
Jeremy, and I won't say his last name either because I'll obliterate it. I'm horrible with that, but yeah.
Well, Kim Taylor said, what you were saying about vision being unreliable is so true. What is amazing about your work is that you were able to reproduce the information that you're receiving. Really appreciate you and your talent.
Oh, that's sweet. Well, thank you. And I'm sorry I went off on a tangent about that whole thing. It's
You're
just
known for your tangents.
I am known for my tangents, but it's just there's so many incredible people out there doing incredible things. It's just I don't know. I feel very fortunate that I've been able to meet so many amazing people.
Well, Sean said a max of 100 users for Zoom is. So I guess that's on Pro. I'm kind of curious because I know like you do. John does a lot of speaking gigs in front of big crowds. And so when all this kind of hit and things were canceled, TED Talk was canceled, all sorts of stuff. Then Zoom started to come to the forefront, and I heard a lot of stuff about how if you purchase the Pro or something like that, you can host. I don't know. I don't know if it's necessarily a webinar, but it's some sort of scenario where you can have a big crowd chime in, but you have to have a Pro account for that. I'm not quite sure.
That's good. Yeah. Zoom started doing some cool things. Like if you have a free account, they had limitations. And they lifted those.
Yeah.
And so that's pretty neat. That's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
Man.
So that's awfully colorful over there.
Let's see. All right, so I'm just blocking in the painting more. So to give it a description, I have paint drips. Here, let me put my paintbrush up. Okay, I have paint drips starting from the left-hand side. There's blue, I put in some golden yellow over the pink. And I put that over there because I love the way that the golden and the pink works. Now, all this, guys, I should say, this is just background color. So this is just blocking it in, getting rid of some of the white paint. And that's because I want to put layers of paint over this. And what that's going to do is just going to add some dimensionality to the paint. It's going to make the paint, instead of just being flat and kind of boring, it's going to make it more alive and just vivacious.
Vivacious.
Vivacious is a good word.
Hi, Dad.
Hey, Pumpkin, how you doing?
Good.
Hey.
I've been storyboarding my first video.
Hey, that's awesome.
Sweet.
Hey, do you want some more of this popcorn you made?
Nothing.
It's really good, sweetheart.
Nothing.
So we have cerulean blue, then a lemon yellow with some fluorescent pink next to that, a really light purple. Next to that is a light green, and I have an even lighter cerulean blue. I mixed some titanium white with it, so I wanted to give it a little bit different. Next to the green is a really bright red. I'm going to keep that because I like to work with complementary colors, and that just means colors that are on the opposite side of a color wheel, but they make the other color pop more. They make so if you put a red next to a green, it makes the green look brighter and it makes the red look brighter. And next to that is an orange and a purple. I'm going to put a little yellow next to the purple over here. It's not there yet, but it's going to be complementary. Next to that is the pink, and then let's see I put a green here. Down here is another cerulean blue, but it's a little darker. And next to the cerulean blue is an orange, and this orange. So I don't know if you can tell. Like, say, if you look at the other blue and this blue, the orange probably looks brighter, and that's because it's next to the blue. It's complementary colors. Thank you, Claude Monet. You're a wise guy. And the Impressionist, and then we got the yellow up here. So. And then the birds, I've added a little bit of green, but the birds are basically kind of the same as they were. So a little bit of color in with the boys.
There you have it.
Yeah.
So what have you guys been doing while I was gone for like?
Oh,
This, pretty much.
We're just talking about it.
That's sad. Anyway,
Well, and Sean says you can stream to Facebook also with Zoom. That's pretty cool.
That is cool. Well, I'm wondering, Sean, with we have OBS software where you can copy like Skype and right here.
Chip.
Chip.
It's Chip.
Oh, okay. Chips. There's some plastic over there. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but if you can, it's our little beagle Chip playing with
it's
something.
covering tons of trash bags.
Okay. Yeah. So we have lots of festival stuff and all kinds of stuff over there.
Yeah, it's
And
crazy.
she's playing with it all.
I heard the right when I said trash bags.
I forgot what I was going to
Child.
say.
I forgot.
Oh, I don't know.
Just
But
So
Hey, Jack.
tell us what else you got going on with the rest of that.
I'm gonna I gotta paint the birds. I gotta finish up the paint on the drips.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure. I mean, I gotta do it all, and then I gotta figure out about the background. But I don't know about the background. I'm still not sure. Like I'm almost thinking about putting some color, but I almost want to get the birds and the paint drips blocked in, and then decide on that. And this is Bob Ross. This is not, guys. One of the things I love Bob Ross, and he's such a cool guy. And he brought art to so many people, and the love of creating art to so many people. He would do a painting 3 times for each show. Like he would do it before it, he would do it during it, and then he would do it again after it to make it better. And then the one after it is what he would put into his how to paint books and stuff. With me, I'll do one painting for maybe every 3 shows. So it's like I'm the anti-Ross. Instead of doing 3 paintings for one show, I'll do 3 shows for one painting.
There you go.
But the techniques that Bob Ross used are called wet on wet techniques, and they're really cool and they're really fun, and they're great when you want to paint fast. So if you're going to paint on plein air, where you're going out, and maybe you want to capture something really fast, that's a really powerful way to be able to do it. The way that I generally paint is more of an older type of painting that some of the like older masters would use. So where it's layers and layers of painting and stuff going in there. So it's just built up layers. but then I combine that with some more modern takes on art, like pop and different things. And I love the impressionists and all that. So the way that I do it is a little bit slower, but I like for a painting, I like to live with a painting a little bit. You know, I don't want to do it in 30 minutes. I don't want to do it in an hour. I mean,
Well, Kim asked, when will you finish the painting? Or will you finish it tonight or another live feed? And Bob was oil as well. So that makes sense.
yeah, that does make sense. Yeah. So that makes it easy to be wet on wet too with oils.
Oh, yeah.
You could come back a little bit later and,
It'd still be wet.
yeah, I'm not going to finish this on this feed. I'm not sure. I know we're going to be streaming for sure again on Monday.
Yeah.
There's a slight chance we might be going again tonight just for fun when it gets dark out and to see if that works. I don't know if the cameras can pick up dark or not.
Yeah. I was going to say we probably should. We could probably cut it now and then come back.
Yeah. So that might be a good idea, guys. But no, I'm not going to. But I will finish this on a live feed. For sure, and I might work a little bit in between, but yeah, I definitely want to finish it on a live feed. But yeah, so if that sounds like fun to you guys, we could cut away for a little while and we could wait for it to get dark, and then we could have a nighttime art festival.
It does change everything.
If the cameras will pick it up.
Oh, that's true.
But I think they will.
Well, we'll give it a try.
I think it will.
We'll see what it looks like on the computer and.
Yeah, I'm 99% sure because we have lights and stuff too.
Yeah.
And the
That'd be
backyard has
interesting.
lights all around it, and then we have like photo lights. So
Yeah, or maybe we'll jump on Instagram Live and check that out. We'll see what. I don't know.
it'll get crazy. Get
It's
crazy. Guys.
It's festival lifestyle. Yeah.
Well, guys, here, like, I'm going to throw up this one more time because, capitalism. no, guys, but
Yeah.
but for anybody though that did order anything, you'll be so anybody up to May 1st that orders something, is going to get a free gift from us. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching our silly stream and our
thanks
little
for tuning
festival
in.
times and tonight we're gonna. I'm not sure what time, but
I don't know.
yeah. So I'm not sure, but it'll be this evening when it's fully dark. We'll see if we can do some nighttime festival fun and maybe eat some more stuff on a stick.
Hey, I'm down.
What do you guys eat?
Well, thanks, guys. We'll catch you then. But from the heart, though, thank you so much for hanging out with us and for making this festival season happen. Because
From the backyard.
from the backyard, yeah, and I'll almost expect to hear the neighbors like peeking over the fence. I don't know. Wouldn't that be something?
It would be crazy.
It would be crazy. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Talk to you
Bye.
soon.